not playing a song. He's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he.
I apologize.
You know what?
What?
You want to go?
You want to go? Set the screen. How was your weekend?
Well, it was.
It was good in the fact that it was a weekend.
Yeah.
And there were a ton of sporting events
A
on.
lot of sporting events.
But some of them didn't go so well.
The Yankees are up 1-0.
That was a good one. But other than that,
Yeah. Maybe the football side of it wasn't what you wanted.
Yeah. Maybe a certain, survivor pool that had a little Jackson still around.
Oh,
And
no.
only 5 left. And
down goes J-Man.
J-Man believed in those San Francisco 49ers.
Woof.
Yeah. And someone else.
Loser! You're a loser!
Wow.
Are you feeling sorry for yourself?
His
Well, you
son-
should be, because you are dirt!
His child is wow. Chris.
You want to go?
You want to go. There's a lot of going happening today.
Yeah.
What is it? Enjoy the go, Charmin?
Enjoy the go.
Chorman.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Jason
Someone had
Ross.
picked Pittsburgh, so they got eliminated.
That was Ben.
That was Ben.
Oh, man.
Way to go, Ben.
And 2 picked the Niners, so now there's 2 left.
That's just.
They're going to win on the Commanders.
They did. They didn't. Wait, they did.
Yeah.
Well,
But other than that, it's just a ton of stuff going on this weekend. Tons. Too much good stuff.
Yeah,
How about you?
It was good. Thank you. By
That
the
was
way,
New York.
New York was wonderful.
Finally got those Kelly Ripa tickets, and you couldn't.
Couldn't.
And aren't you going back to New York?
Yeah, I'm going back to. So I was.
See, Dave likes the Yankees. Oh, were you at the Yankees game?
You know what? I actually diverted from New York. I ended up going to Cabo for a.
That's not in New York. I
No,
don't think. I've never been.
It's close. It's on the way. The reason I couldn't say where I was going, and thank you for covering for me, is I was. It was our dear friend and voice of the Kings and Republic executive and television host Scott Moak's birthday to the lovely Mackenzie. Now Mackenzie Moak.
No, that's during your birthday?
I said birthday. I did. It's Monday. I'm sorry. Wedding is the birthday of their marriage. That's what I was saying. And we decided to have some fun with it because I told him previously I could not go, work and all that, but just wanted to mess around. So I was down there Mackenzie knew I was going and went down to surprise him. So went down with some friends, and it turned out that one of my friends were also getting married the next day in Cabo. So there are 2 weddings, and you know
Two destination weddings.
You know how I love weddings,
Yeah.
plus destination weddings.
Yeah.
So I go, okay, you know what? Down there, no problem. Roll this other one, then we can fly down, fly back, whatever. And so get down there Thursday, and it's fine, and we're in Cabo. And I just be honest, I'm not a Cabo guy. I'm a Puerto Vallarta guy. I'm not a Cabo guy. Cabo is basically like America South. It's just, to me, Cabo's like what you would imagine if you're around a Carnival cruise ship. It's like a city of Carnival cruise ship people. Like, nothing, there's anything wrong with that. I'm not, down the nose or anything. It's just not my scene. I'm not a big drinker. Cabo's very deserty. Puerto Vallarta is very jungly. It's just a Sammy Hagar, Cabo Wabo, let's go. That's just not my deal. But that's where stuff's at. So we get down there Thursday. The wedding is on Friday. I'll just fast forward to Friday. They're getting married at a very nice hotel grounds Friday evening. It's about, according to my friend, because I never got, I didn't have the invitation. I wasn't going. According to my friend, Scott McKenzie's wedding was at the hotel about 13 minutes from the hotel we were at where the other wedding is. I hope everybody's keeping up with this. So I get us an Uber, and we Uber over, or I believe down there it's called Uber. We Uber over to the hotel, and we get there. It's a very nice hotel where you have to go through a gate and do the thing and all that. And
Gate Hotel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's at the Four Seasons. I don't know why I'm hiding the name. So it's at a hotel too expensive for me. So we get in there, and they're very sweet, and we pull in. We get out, bye Uber, and then we go to the front desk because we don't see any signs or anything. Hey, where's the could you tell us where the Moke wedding is at? And they're like, they have all these CBs, and like, hold on, please. About 5 minutes later, there's no wedding on the grounds. I'm like, wait, what? What do you mean there's no wedding on the grounds? No, there's no wedding here. So I look at my friend who's
classic prank.
Classic prank.
Surprises on you.
Well, it turns out the wedding was at the Four Seasons.
In
Los Cabos, which is, the whole basically southern part of Baja is Los Cabos or Cabo or whatever. Los Cabos, Costa Palma. So, okay, cool. We'll go to the Four Seasons. We still got a little bit of time. Oh, it's an hour and 45 minutes away. And the wedding starts in half an hour. Great. And skipping it's not an option. That's the whole point of going down. We get an Uber. We get to the place. Well,
that's an inexpensive Uber.
I don't mind telling you for the sake of later on in the story, it was a $175 Uber. So I'm
you had a great wedding.
Yeah, exactly, Arnold.
Probably could have taken a helicopter over there.
Probably could have. We get to the wedding. The ceremony is over. They had the ceremony on the beach. By the way, I can't stress enough. It was about 89 to 90 degrees down there with 80% humidity.
Gross.
It is one of those, you walk outside, you're just drenched. I felt so bad. I don't know that I've ever felt more lucky and blessed to be a man, because I felt so bad for the ladies at this wedding. There was one in particular, I won't say on the air who, but you guys both know this person. I got to the reception. I said, where are you at? And she said, we'll be there in about 10 minutes. So we're all at the same table. And she explained to me how it was so hot and humid that she said, my face literally fell off during the wedding. Plus there was a little bit of a hot breeze that kicked up on the beach. So it was nothing but sweat and makeup and sand. So she went back up to their room, showered, redid herself up, and then came down. And I will tell you, that's probably a decision a couple other people should have made as well. It looked very much like
Face Off.
Yeah, a little bit. So listen, that was not the fault of Scott or McKay. It was a lovely wedding. His family is amazing.
Well, if it wasn't there, none of that would have happened.
Well, true, but it's also early October. Who knows? Maybe that, whatever. They also, hey, look, they had about an hour and a half into the reception. All of a sudden, they say, direct your attention over to the thingy dingy here. And then I realized there's like this whole row of lights and tables and stuff. And it's a nacho bar and a fresh churro bar with both chocolate and regular filled churros with all kinds of stuff on the side. How great is that?
Great.
It occurs to me about an hour or about 2 hours into the reception. I go, well, let me get back to where we're at. We're at the Four Seasons in Costa Palmas. You guys could Google it if you want. It is on the eastern, sort of northern end of the Baja California Peninsula. It is now about 10:30 at night on a Friday. When we got to this place, we got a little bit worried. We were about 3 minutes out. And we're looking around at the surroundings, and it does not look like the Four Seasons or anything close to that. You know, when you get to a place like that, the houses start getting better, everything starts, no, we were not in a very wealthy part of the country. It was very obvious. So, okay, whatever. Then we get to the gate, and I probably knew something was up when I saw the weapon on the side of the person at the gate, who then got on a CB, had to verify, like we had to show ID, the whole thing, then lift the thing up. There were 3 gates during the about 3/4 of a mile drive from the entrance of the Four Seasons to where it actually was. They're definitely cordoned off type of thing, right? So about 10:30, I go, at some point we're going to have to go back. So I get on Uber just to see how long the ride will be and how far away it is. Oh, there's no rides available. There's no rides available. I refresh it a few times. It's just in all red. No rides available. Huh. Okay. We're going to have to stay here. Look up the room. Oh, it's $1,800 a night. I'd rather sleep on a cactus. I call.
This seems like a cash grab.
Just wait. So I try to get creative. Meanwhile, the person I went there with, they're like out, having fun, partying, having a few drinks. Damn it. Having a few drinks, they're having a blast. I'm sitting down going, we're in a lot of trouble here. In Uber, you can go back through your previous ride. So I call our last driver. I say, hey, look, I'm in a little trouble here. What's it going to take to get back? For you to come and get me back. Oh, man, I just got back to Cabo, hour and 45 minutes away. Just, is there any way? If not, I get it. Is there any way? $350 later, he agreed to come get us.
He just saved you $1,500.
That's, Christopher, exactly the math I did in my head to keep myself from just beating the person I was with. So I know we've got about an hour 45. We're going to go a couple minutes long here because I want to finish this because I haven't even gotten to the best part of the story yet. Hour 45 back now to wait for the driver. Driver gets there. Not really nice dude. Really nice dude. Saved our butts. We get in the car. Person I'm with had a few. Instantly got an hour 45 left. Now, look. I get asked a bunch because I love to go to Mexico. I get asked from my friends all the time. Like, dude, aren't you worried for your safety? And I tell them 2 things. Number 1, please don't ask me that because I don't want to jinx it. I'm superstitious, but I will tell you, I've never felt anything but safe in Mexico. It's like, going to, if you were going to go to Detroit, Philadelphia, LA, if you're in a big city, don't be stupid and don't wander off. Just there's basic things you do to make sure you're safe, but I've never felt unsafe. But it was 10:30 at night. Well, it was now midnight on a Friday, and we were in rural Mexico. To say we were driving back on a freeway is being a little bit liberal with it, to the point where I texted my wife. I said, hey, I'm just going to share my location with you just for funsies. We're all good, but blah, 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 like she could do anything because she kept calling me wanting to know what was going on. So passengers asleep, drivers driving. And I'm just going to be honest. I'm going, okay, what am I worried about here? Well, there's no street lights. It's dark. I'm just waiting for us to round a corner and there's like 3 SUVs and it's a shakedown because that's what you see in the movies, right? Like, stop being a weirdo, Dave. We're about 20 minutes in. And I was looking down. I never forget. I was looking down. I was texting my wife something. We were having a conversation about Avery's birthday. And all of a sudden, the car, I wouldn't say, between slows down and slams on the brakes. It wasn't an but it was a very aggressive stop. And the guy, like, violently throws his hazard lights on. I look up and think about it. I'm looking down. It's dark. I look up, slowing to a stop in the middle of the freeway. Hazard lights go on. There was a 1 second period where in my head, which seemed like 5 minutes, here we go. I actually devised a story in my head that I was going to say I was the nephew of the president of the United States, and don't kill me. Let's make some money. Like, I'm thinking about ways I can just.
That was absolutely insane.
Keep myself and the person I'm with safe because we're being pulled over by the cartel. That's all I'm thinking at this point. We're being pulled over by the cartel. It's over. Like, all the times I said, I feel safe, stop being a weirdo. That's all coming back to bite me now. I never should have said anything. So I look up to see the SUVs in the middle of the road with the armed dudes in the back of the SUV staring at us. And the weird thing is they looked exactly like 4 donkeys because there were 4 donkeys in the middle of the road. That's why the dude pulled over. There's wild donkeys. We did that another 4 times in the hour-and-a-half track where we're driving and all of a sudden donkeys just in the middle of the road. Donkeys, and I don't know, someone out there will know this, what looked like little cows with antlers. They were cows with antlers. It wasn't a bull. I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's a bull, Stoop. No, it looked like cows, but with antlers. We get back. We're safe. Obviously, I'm here. Next day, I'm like, I don't know these other people, although I met them and they're really, really nice. The person I'm with that doesn't want to travel by themselves, and I went down for, they're good. And we had our adventure. I find a flight at 3 p.m. Saturday. So it's my little girl's birthday. It's her 17th. It's her last birthday at home. She goes to college next year. I was sick about it all weekend. I made the plans for this thing without even thinking about it. And then after the fact, I realized because my daughter's birthday is not my phone. I know what it is. So I come back, surprise her at like 7 p.m. straight from the airport. We go Korean barbecue, which was chaos, and I'll tell that story some other time. And we had a great birthday. And then last night my parents came over. We had another great birthday, but I made it back. That's my story.
You didn't go to the second wedding?
No, I skipped it. Well, am I going to go to the second wedding of people that are lovely people, but I've never met them before? Or am I going to come back from all I could think about as we go to break? Remember the movie Hook? Mm-hmm. Okay. Remember when Robin Williams sent the dude to his son's Little League game to film it because he had the business thing? I just kept thinking I'm that guy. Not Peter Pan, but like I'm the guy that's, I can't go to your birthday. I'm going to this unknown wedding of people I don't know. That's just, and then in 20 years, she's like, my father was never there for me. And I just can't do it. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Niners lost, and we'll talk about that. The Raiders lost. We'll talk about that. Baseball is in full swing. It is real, and it is fantastic. That's a Seinfeld reference, Dad. 2 episodes I've seen. We'll be right back with Leading Off next.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
And here's Purdy going to throw one deep, wide for Debo. Made the catch on the back shoulder. Touchdown! San Francisco!
And a back shoulder banger for Debo Samuel.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Stirring fiber, exercising, frequent trips to the store for more laxatives and fiber. Sounds like your constipation with belly pain is a lot to manage. But if your symptoms that keep coming back are signs of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Just a remarkable comeback, stunning not only the crowd, but the 49er players and coaches. Meanwhile, a bunch of Cardinal fans have made their way down towards the area right behind the Cardinals sideline.
Well, you win some, you lose some more. And then you lose again, then you lose. And then you lose. And, this is the second game this season that Shanahan's blown a fourth quarter lead in a game that it's like the prize fighter who lets the challenger stick around instead of knocking him out, and then the knockout punch happens. And in this case, that was the Jordan Mason fumble.
Yep.
Jake Moody is out for a while.
MVP, right? Look what they can't do without him.
Yeah, what's Robbie Gould up to? Didn't I hear he's like a PE teacher? So like legitimately, Robbie Gould is doing something like that. I just read about it weirdly enough on Saturday.
It was so similar to that Rams game. Like, they're not going to lose. They're not going to lose.
100%.
They're not going to wait. They're in a little bit of trouble. They are going to lose. Like, I just never thought they were going to lose that game, even while it was slowly unraveling. It was like, they're the better team. They're going to win. And that's twice in a short amount of time. And to the division. Like, who would have thought they'd have 3 NFC losses and 2 wins against the AFC East? The Patriots and the Jets.
Yeah.
I mean, they still have the Bills and the Dolphins. Maybe they'll sweep that division, but they're having trouble with their own.
They're having trouble with their own. And they're at a part in the schedule, let's be honest. They should be 4-1. I wouldn't say 5-0 because you had the Jets and the Vikings in there. I get it. But
Vikings outplayed them.
They 100%.
Yeah.
That look,
that was a loss.
Let me be clear. These were all 3. Full credit to the other team.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, they got lucky.
Right.
No, they were all legitimate losses, but they should have lost the Vikings game. They should have beaten but would, could have, should have.
Right.
They're 2-3. And now you go and you have the Seahawks, Chiefs, Cowboys, Bucks, Seahawks, Packers, Bills. All in a row.
Yeah.
So between now and December 1st in the afternoon when they play the Bills, we're going to get a good idea as to what the hell. Now we'll talk about this more. Niners tend to do this every year. This is different, maybe. They tend to do this every year. Number 2, John Lynch tends to make impact moves almost every year, whether it's Christian McCaffrey. I know he tried it with, Chase Young last year. He's going to have to, his team is just waiting for its shot in the arm. I'm not jumping off yet, but it's definitely alarm time. I'm just numb to the fact because, again, like last year, they lost those 3 in a row. Cincinnati came in, beat the hell out of them, and then it was off to the races. They're picking a really tough time to bounce back, and you also don't have Jake Moody now, which is a big part of that offense.
Yeah, it's been that, and it's been a little bit of a weird year to see the stat that there are 4 teams in the entire NFL that have 4 wins or more. So most of the league is 3-2, 2-3, 1-4. But that doesn't matter. I mean, you're not one of those 4 teams, and that's the area you expected them to live in. They could still get there. But when you're thinking about being a potential 1 seed, well, the Vikings are 5-0, you're 2-3, and they have the tiebreaker on you.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, it would take I don't think the 1 seed, I'm not going to say it's out of play.
It's getting there, though.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
Here's the good news. You go into Seattle and you win on Thursday, you're in first place in the NFC West.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. Win your division, get in there, get healthy, do your thing. Now, that's all obviously a little bit of copium and hope.
Yeah.
Hopium. On one hand, there's serious problems. On the other hand, there's a way out.
Yep.
There is a tunnel out.
Still a good football team, but
yeah,
they got to figure it out.
Number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
The pitch. Swung on, line down the left field line, and that's going to win it. Castellanos has done it. Turner is scoring, and the Phillies walk it off here in the bottom of the 9th. A Game 2 victory, 7-6, as the Phillies come racing out of the dugout, dancing around between first and second as Nick Castellanos has won the ball game.
Was there like somebody die yesterday? I mean, I know obviously a lot of people died yesterday, but some tragic celebrity, Nick Castellanos home run. Did somebody make a racial thing happen? There has to be something we can.
Well, it wasn't a home run, so
yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. It has to be a home run, huh? Did you see the thing where ESPN wanted to do a whole story on Castellanos and the crazy things that happened, and he turned it down because they wouldn't give him editorial control. They wouldn't let him approve it before it went out, and he was afraid that they'd make it into something he didn't want. He told the story. He's like, yeah, I would have done it. They missed out on a great story. All I wanted to do was see it before it went out to make sure it wasn't, Wow. Pretty weird. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, Niners lose to Arizona, and the audio recap you've all been waiting for.
Fun.
We'll do that next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Monday. We're out the door to a mild start today. We'll see sun and scattered clouds around and temperatures this afternoon. Still hot, expecting daytime highs in the range of 98 to 101 degrees. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
DC here, and if you've been thinking about a new car, you gotta see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia. You can always count on low payments and zero down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Don't you deserve health care you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Autumn is in the air, and like the leaves, prices are falling at Harbor Freight's parking lot sale this weekend. We've got tons of products on sale, like 3-ton jacks for under $100, 5,000-watt generators, $250 off, plus dual bevel miter saws at nearly half the price of the competition. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until 10/13/24 while supplies last, so hurry in. Limitations apply.
I didn't expect to, but I need to get a new health insurance plan. The good news is I found Health Markets. Health Markets lays out plans available to you. They have access to more than 200 carriers across the country, and if you need help, you can just speak with a licensed insurance agent.
For real personalized service, call Health Markets at 855-680-8222 to speak to a licensed insurance agent. That's 855-680-8222. Health Markets Insurance Agency, Inc. is licensed as an insurance agency nationwide except in Massachusetts. Paid actor portrayal.
The Sacramento State Hornets are back at home this Saturday. Come check out the high-flying Hornets as they host the Eastern Washington Eagles. It's the Big Sky home opener, Saturday, 6 o'clock at Hornet Stadium, where we're celebrating cancer awareness and healthcare appreciation. Come watch some great football and stay for the post-game fireworks. Tickets are on sale now at hornetsports.com for Sacramento State and Eastern Washington. Stingers up.
Meta Chevy Silverado Blowout is on with $12,750 off MSRP. Every new 2024 Silverado half-ton LT in stock after rebates. Or choose $12,000 off MSRP on every new 2024 Silverado half-ton RST in stock after rebates. Exclusively at Meta Chevy at MetaChevy.com. Sacramento's Silverado headquarters. Whatever Silverado you choose, you'll save thousands at Meta Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, lease, and some other offers. List period 2010 model year or newer. Ends 10/31/24.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Arroyo short motion. Snap. Handoff. No, he throws. Left side Arroyo. He lunges. He's got it. Touchdown. It's a touchdown. Miami has tied the game. A 5-yard touchdown to Arroyo with 26 seconds to go. It's a touchdown. It's a 93-yard drive. It's Miami 38 and Cal 38. And Borregales comes on for the biggest extra point of his life.
That was brutal.
What a day, too, out there.
Oh, my God. One of the all-time great college game days.
Yes.
A $700,000 field goal by one of the students.
Alan and Chris went to different parts. Alan went to game day. Chris went to the game.
Chris, you were at that game?
Oh, yeah. It was so much fun.
It was fun until the end, right? Wait, what? Oh, sorry.
Alan and Chris. That group, yeah. And then did you see their troll job yesterday?
No.
Miami has all their highlight, or like the game reel highlight.
Yeah.
Playing it to blow the whistle.
Oh, no. It's a little too short.
Yeah.
Oh.
After the algorithm, they fought fire with fire.
Because, that
game was in the bag.
It was, what was it, 35-10? Just, oh my gosh. Well, what are you going to do?
On to the next.
Cal hasn't had luck with Florida teams this year. That's Florida State's one win. That's their one win is against Cal. And other than that, they have no wins, Jason.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw they played Clemson over the weekend. It was really cool.
I did see.
And our friend Mark Jones called the game and made two old people very, very happy during the game. And I think you'll get a kick out of this.
Ran into a buddy of mine all the way out in Sacramento, California, Carmichael Dave, whose parents attended Florida State here back in the days of Fred Bolitnikoff, and two ardent, zealous supporters of the program who, despite the struggles, remain invested like a lot of these fans here, even though right now they're a little bit disappointed. But, that's another part of the new ACC is that you get a chance to maybe see a Florida State go out to the West Coast at some point. If you're an alum out in the Carmichael, the Sacramento, California area. Yeah, it's something like Jack and Barb. Shout out Jack and Barb. Yeah, how about it?
How about that?
How about it?
Dad's just watching the game, probably half asleep.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, shout out Jack and Barb.
Huh?
His whole life watching games. They get a shout out on My parents get a shout out on ESPN. Thank you, Mark Jones. That was incredibly sweet of him, even though the team lost.
That was the game I was trying to get you to go to.
That was.
Clemson at Florida State, right?
It was.
And you were trying to go to Penn State, right?
I was.
You were. Why didn't you go?
A couple of different things happened. Just couldn't make it.
Maybe best you didn't.
I would have enjoyed going.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I would have liked to have seen Montana. That's the one you don't get, right? That's the Hunt for Red October.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I've wasted enough time. Here we go.
Snap to Murray, and he's going to keep it running to the right. He's got room at the 45-40. He points to the sky as he takes off at the 30, at the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown. A design run for Kyler Murray.
You're on the road playing San Francisco, the defending NFC champions, and a very, very good team. The announcer, it's a great call. He got one thing wrong. Kyler Murray put the peace sign up on the 43-yard line.
Yeah, he knew he was gone early in that play.
I've never seen anything like that. He put the peace sign up on the 43 and said, "See you later."
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, you have to score or you're a meme. You're like the Laker guy, I forget his name, who like shot the 3 and turned around. Yeah, Nick Young celebrates and goes, boop, boop.
Yeah.
7-0. And, Brock Purdy got into it with George Kittle in all the good ways.
You got left, throw over the middle, and it's caught by George Kittle. Touchdown! San Francisco!
Kittle in the middle.
Kittle in the middle. 10-7 Niners. The Cardinals get a field goal. And then how about Diamador Lenore? A little in the honor of the great, late, wonderful Dikembe Mutombo. He said not so fast on the field goal.
Gillikin will hold, snap, block, and then scoop back the other way and running back the other way. Diamador Lenore, touchdown! San Francisco!
We love Ike. We love Ike. He came off the edge and got one of those long arms up and just batted it down.
21-10. Now on I believe it was on the ensuing kickoff. I think. Could be wrong about this. I think it was on the ensuing kickoff. Jake Moody had to make a tackle, and his ankle went. It was an L. It was not great to watch, and the announcers did a great job. I think it was Kevin Bernard who said, "Now everybody in the NFL tapes their ankles, except pretty much kickers don't. There's not a lot of protection there." He will be out multiple weeks. We'll talk about that a little bit more later, but that's a huge piece the Niners lose. Mitch Wishnowsky, the punter, comes on and hit a field goal at one point to make it 20. I believe it was 24-10.
23.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Yeah,
23-10. Yeah. And then Brock Purdy, well, a couple things happened. Field goal, touchdown, or should I say touchdown, field goal, Chad Ryland to make it 24-23. And then Brock Purdy, he's at home. He's got to lead a drive. Really, they either had to get in the end zone or get really close. And asking Mitch Wishnowsky to make another field goal, this time a game winner, would have been crazy. But Kazir White had other ideas.
First down, snap to Purdy. Straight drop, back in trouble, hit, and the ball flutters far side, and Kazir White with a diving interception to win the game at midfield. Purdy got hit, the ball fluttered, and Kazir White caught up to it, pulled it in, and the Cardinals are going to get one in San Fran.
Mm-hmm.
It's been really interesting the last few weeks. Brock Purdy has run about 17 miles behind the line of scrimmage and made some amazing plays. But the other problem there is that either means one of two things or a combination. Receivers aren't getting separation. And the offensive line, outside of Trent Williams and friend, it's not that great. In this case, he got hit. I mean, that was just, he got hit. In retrospect, go down, take the sack. But that's easy to say in retrospect. Here's the bottom line, Jason. It shouldn't have been that close.
Right.
They shouldn't have let it be that close. They got burnt.
I've said this about them even in this run for the last couple of years. The only flaw I've really seen in this team consistently is that they get field goals. And they scored 5 times in this game. If those are 5 touchdowns, it's over. And say, oh, yeah, well, every team gets field goals. Sure, but the field goals were of 20, 26, and 28. You're there.
Yeah.
Those are chip shots. Those are good. You make those, it's fine. But those need to be touchdowns. You put that game away. It doesn't matter if Moody's hurt. It doesn't matter if Murray runs like he did. It doesn't matter if Connor starts breaking every tackle like he was later in the game.
Right.
This team has done this, and more times than not, they still win these games, even with that as a flaw, I think. And so I think they can move the ball with just about anybody, but there's something that happens to them down inside the 20 or in the red zone that makes it more difficult for them to score. I just don't know what it is, and it burned them again. And, you know, having a reliable second kicker ready to go would have helped in this game.
Yeah.
But even with all that turnover by Mason late, I don't think if Purdy it felt like they were going to go down and maybe still win.
Yes.
And, you know, Purdy got hit, and credit to Arizona, but they can't keep putting themselves in these spots.
No, you can't. It's like I'll go back to the boxing analogy. You can't. Sometimes judges get it wrong. Don't leave it in the hands of the judges.
Exactly.
I know that's easy to say. And I don't know who they're going to grab. And I'm just looking at a list here. So forgive me if any of these guys have been signed, but just looking at the list of free agent kickers, Greg Joseph, who kicked for the Packers last year, it says he's still a free agent. Let's see. Riley Patterson, Randy Bullock, Anders Carlson was also with the Packers last year. Maybe they just go get a freaking soccer player like Dallas did.
Yeah.
They got issues, dude. And look, we're going to talk about this quite a bit today. We'll talk about it again at 7:43. We'll talk about it again at 8 a.m. We'll talk about it again at 9 a.m. with Matt Barrows. But we're having way too many through 5 games, having way too many of these conversations. Now, again, and I know what this sounds like. I'm aware of it. I'm self-aware. Guys, they have Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, all signs is coming back. Brandon Ayuk looked a lot more like himself yesterday to go with Kittle and Deebo Samuel and Juwan Jennings and Joey Bosa. And at some point, what's his face is coming back? Not Diamador Lenore. He's here.
Kinlaw?
Thank you. Not
Greenlaw.
Greenlaw.
Sorry.
Dre Greenlaw will be back. And they do this. So I'm it's because of past, and somebody might say, well, this is different, the offensive line, or this is different, Christian McCaffrey. This is I hear you, and it may be, it's always a streak until it's not.
Right.
But they seem to do this just about every year. So I am going to go against type for myself here and not get overly dramatic and not get crazy. In the moment, I will, but overall from 50,000 feet, I'm far from ready to write off the Niners season, but man, do they have it in front of them right now. That being said, yeah, it's a tough schedule in front of them. However, pretty much everybody was saying they're either the best or second best team behind the Chiefs in the NFL going in. Now, if you are, then now's the time to prove it.
Yep. And they still can do all of that. It's just, man, it makes you, when you lose games like this twice, it just makes you question a lot of things, right?
Makes you question a lot of things, including Kyle Shanahan's inability to hold a second half lead. We'll take a break when we come back. Safe or out playoff edition, and we'll put a microscope on Aaron Judge. We'll do that next.
Malik Monk plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the 3. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopy AmericanEnergyClears.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you. From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Fall's right around the corner, and there's no better way to experience nature and everything that Northern California has to offer than in a Jeep. And right now, it's Jeep Adventure Days at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. And they've got the deals and selection for you. From sales to service, they're going to prove to you why they deserve your business. Their GM, Chuck Dean, he has this talent of not only getting you the best deal in town, but he also is able to build an inventory that other dealers are jealous of. SacsSuperstore.com and located off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Christopher Laud's Spooky Story Time, presented by Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. Your Spooky Story Time has a sponsor.
Apparently.
You're literally getting paid to do this.
I am not getting paid to do this.
Tomato. So we'll do that at 9:30. I'm looking forward to that at 8:30-ish. Hey, we got a 4-pack of tickets to go see Sac State this weekend. It's their Big Sky home opener against Eastern Washington. The butthole of Washington.
And think about it. Might not be many Big Sky home openers left.
I hate Eastern Washington. No joke. I actually really hate Eastern. And the closer you get to Idaho, the worse everything gets.
Yes. Same with Eastern Oregon.
Yes. It's not the same. Give me the coast. Love the Pacific Northwest. Love it. One of my favorite places on earth. The opposite and there's got to be a rivalry between the two, right? Is Eastern Washington. My two nephews are going there in Pullman right now, going to Washington State.
And I think the reason why those places are such trash is because the coasts are so nice, and they say, "Hey, you just got to take them."
Yes, yeah. Sorry, get out. All right, safer out question.
Safer out. The Dodgers-Padres series is the best thing going in the playoffs.
I think so. I think it is. There's just all.
They want to fight.
You know what? Can I just say I am so pulling for the Padres in this series, but Fernando Tatis is making it like. Can we just acknowledge he's being a little bit of a wiener? So and I'm fine with it. Like this isn't a grandpa don't talk garbage, don't run around. This isn't. It's just like, dude, if you're gonna do that, back it up. And he has.
2 home runs yesterday.
He has 100% backed it up. But you better close the door on these guys, man. You better freaking close the door or you're just, a garbage talker. You're stupid, just like we talked about, man. Fernando Tatis is putting up the peace sign. And I really would love to single out Dodger fans for shockingly throwing stuff on the field yesterday or the brawls we saw in the concourse. But we also know that's going to happen in San Diego, too. It's just going to be a combination. When you take low IQ people and alcohol and mix them with sports, I mean, imagine I
haven't had a problem with it.
We've had that conversation, where it's like, hey, man, my team's the best. No, man, my team's the best. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Your mother. Fight. Like, what are we doing here?
Fighting.
At some point, you just gotta.
After you pay $250 for a playoff ticket.
After you pay $250 for a ticket, another $250 for the booze. And how much do you want to bet they've got an $8,000 system and a $2,000 car that they're leaving in, and they're complaining about money?
Yeah.
And they just dropped $600 at the game so they can get hammered and fight.
But other fans, thank you, because it's all for the gram. They could just get those videos of people fighting in the concourse and in their seats.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
We love watching.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're a sports game drunken fighter, just there are operations out there that are incredibly easy to go through, where you can ensure that you don't have to worry about using a prophylactic. And I honestly, and I suggest you do it, just not just for yourself, but for the good of the world.
For the good.
Number 2. I'm such a D-bag.
Aaron Judge won the Baseball Digest Player of the Year. Safer out. This is a correct pick.
What's the hesitation?
I'm trying to figure out if they misspelled Shohei Ohtani.
No, they did not.
They did not?
Yeah. What did Shohei Ohtani do?
He had a couple hits.
Less than Judge?
He had a couple stolen bases.
More than Judge?
He had...
How do you do defensively?
Yeah. So, damn it, Chris, I was going to bring it home with that. You just prematurely Shohei all over the show. It's an interesting conversation. It really is a very interesting conversation because it's not Aaron Judge. I think honestly, maybe the most impressive thing, or one of the most impressive things that Ohtani has done, is to do all of this with a broken hold, whatever the hell. But that's not Judge's fault.
He sat out of his other job.
What? He's too lazy. I don't know, though, dude. You just set the 50-50 mark.
Yeah.
Teams in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So that's a write-off. So if you could go back to Jason, you're starting a team, and you could go back and pick the year to have you taking Judge over Ohtani on your team. I'm asking. I'm not saying you should. I'm just asking.
Yeah, they're the 1 seed. What happened to the Yankees? He helped them become the 1 seed.
Well, yeah, so did
Shohei?
No. Saying so did who else helped the Yankees get the 1 seed?
Soto?
Yeah.
Oh, like Mookie Betts and Freeman and other MVPs that are on that team?
They are. Yeah. Oh, hey, you're not getting me to defend the Dodgers.
Okay, good.
Ohtani had more runs. He had 17 more hits, 2 more doubles, 6 more triples, 4 less home runs, 14 less RBI, 49 more stolen bases. I don't know, man. When you look at that head-to-head, you that's tough. Jason, that's tough. You don't think it's tough?
I think it's tough. I'm sure it wasn't unanimous. Was it unanimous?
I don't think it was.
Nah.
No, I don't think it was at all. Why can't they just give it to them both? You like ties.
I don't.
Erhei Otanage.
All rise.
All rise. All right, number 3, please.
Both NL series are now 1-1. Save for out. The same will happen in the AL after tonight.
I'm going to say out. Both series in the AL are 1-0. And if I had to pick, I think Detroit will win tonight just because they're so damn hot. But boy, Cleveland just came out and was like,
Yeah, we're ending this in the first inning.
Yeah, we're But, you know, Kansas City's scrappy, too.
Yeah, that game had 5 lead changes, most that's ever been in a playoff game like that.
And they had the right part of the lineup come up. Yeah. They needed it, and it didn't happen. So I think one of those series will be 1-1. I think the other will be 2-0.
And it also begs the question, like, especially with this Dodgers-Padres series, it's a best of 5. Like, shouldn't they be 7?
That's what I'm saying, man. Can we at least do the thing where, like, could we shorten the regular season to 158 games?
Yeah, of the sport that plays probably too many games for everybody, the playoffs are not enough.
Right. Like,
you guys want baseball going into November?
That's
what I'm saying. Shorten the.
Why? It's the better time of year. It's cooler for you guys.
I'm saying shorten the regular season and end at the same time. If it was, again, I'd say shorten the season by a good, how about 62 games?
Yes.
Wow.
100-game season.
Then you wouldn't
be more than the games that the Dodgers won their fake World Series.
And you wouldn't be able to acknowledge this 50-50 thing.
It's, you know what, you're right, and that does kind of suck, but it's worth a trade. Like, start all the records all over again.
Yes.
I am 100% for that.
Erase everything.
I was having this conversation with a buddy over the weekend, too.
And you're going to watch more games?
Yes.
No,
it will mean more. Yeah. Like, we were talking about the Orioles.
Dude, there's a bird.
And this... And it's like you play all year long. The season is like 19 months long. And then you're out in a couple of games.
Yeah.
Some teams are out without even playing those extra couple games.
It's like, what is the point of the regular?
We don't say that in the NFL.
As
NFL
nihilistic
16.
as baseball is, you'd think I would be a bigger fan.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're not. And it's
I know.
Because it's boring. What? The NFL 16 games, though. That's all I'm saying. It's just.
It's about the same length of time.
Yes.
Oh, if baseball was weekly,
right.
I'd take it.
You're not watching the games.
Well, not now because they don't regular season. I'm watching all the playoff games.
Okay.
Because they mean something.
Right.
Now, I understand the regular season, every game, air quotes, means something, but it doesn't mean anything.
Why do you watch all the NBA games?
Well, first off, there's 82.
It's a long season.
It is a long season. I'm not gonna joke about
game
that.
4 is that important?
But you're also no, but you're also
like it.
The other part about the NBA too, though, is that it's made for short attention spans. It's the action, like baseball is just like.
Yeah, you both like soccer. Interesting.
In all honesty, basketball is best with all the side stories. Like the games are secondary.
The dramatics. Jason, Mr. Baseball over here.
You guys love your soccer.
Nice mustache. So
you're right about the soccer part. The soccer part is a fair point. I don't have a comeback. All right, we'll take a break when we come back. Well, you know why, Jason? I'll tell you it some other time.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to say it on the air, but I have a really good comeback.
Okay, good.
When we come, what is with all these short breaks? Jeez,
yeah, sell the show.
Golly, sell the show, sales. Let's go back over the weekend. Vikings, Ravens, Bills, and more.
Oh my.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross right here on Sacktown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Hey, pet parents! With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Where do you go when you need someone to represent you? For me, you want someone that is local and that you can actually get to and talk with. There are plenty of big branded lawyers out there with the name, but you never get to talk to them. So go to saclegaldefense.com and connect with the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. He's local, he'll represent you, and he'll have your back. Whether it's expungements, wrongful termination, when you're in a spot when you need legal help, call the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at 916-304-9187.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
I have created a new segment, or should I say benchmark on the show. Just did this off the top of my head. We're calling it the Code of Complaint Counter, brought to you by Crumble Cookies. We have an award-winning editor as one of our loyal listeners, who I really like. I do. Named Ryan. His last name's Coda. And Ryan's the one that's like, hey, your crossfade is mixing with your Blaupunk 1.21 gigawatts, and that's why it sounds the way it does.
That's a Blaupunk.
Right. Ryan was on a mission yesterday going after Jason Anderson of the Bee for the headline, which, by the way, I get that one.
What was that?
Did you not see this? First off, it's not Jason's fault. I talked to Jason yesterday and showed support. So the Bee's headline It was like it says, I'm paraphrasing, but it was like Kings center out 4 to 8 weeks or something like that. And then you have it right there. And then in the picture,
Oh, come on.
there's like a bunch of people sitting down, a couple of Kings sitting down like on the bench, and it's Sabonis right there. So you got to click on it, and then you click on it, and it's Orlando Robinson, right? And then I think at one point, Jason, they were going back and forth in the Facebook, and Jason was like, "Well, we don't have a picture of him." And then Ryan like pulls out like a picture that was published of Orlando Robinson. It's like, well, and this is where it gets nerdy because maybe the B only has license for Getty Images and number one. Number two, Jason, and here's a little secret. Jason Anderson, nor pretty much, they don't pick the headline and they don't pick the photo. They write the article and then the copy editor gets it and throws in the headline. A lot of people, why would you know that? Most people don't. So like at number one, not Jason's fault. Excuse me. But number two, ridiculous clickbait headline. It's of course, like, let's just get that out of the way. That is a ridiculously clickbaitery headline, right? Master clickbaiting. But also, that's the way the world is now. They have to make money. It's off of clicks and subscribe. That's what it is. Now, you as the consumer have every right to say, okay, well, it's
not cool.
Not cool. It's Peter and the Wolf and the Boy Who Cried, whatever. And I'm not joining because that is 100% you're right. What I'm just simply explaining the thought process, which is they've got to get clicks. And if you see Robinson, out sitting, you're not clicking on the art. Mm-hmm. It's not happening. And then these guys got to get paid somehow. You can argue there's different ways to do it. I don't disagree. Anyway, so with Ryan, what did Ryan say here? He said, did the station finally decide to remove the Christian McCaffrey ad they play? Since, we can't hear any of his touchdowns if he isn't playing. So what I've started is the Code of Complaint Counter brought to you by Crumble Cookies. I just gave Crumble actually another, because the whole thing is like, oh, you pointed that out. Do you want a cookie? And so the Quad C is just simply going to, like, Ryan will say something. And then I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad complaint. Just saying we'll keep a counter. And then at the end of the week, we'll total them all up. And if he hits a certain amount, we'll do something for charity.
Okay.
None of that's true.
Right.
None of that's true.
So what was the complaint? The McCaffrey?
We were playing a commercial with Chris McCaffrey, and he's not scoring. I don't know. In about 2 hours, it's going to be about. It's fine. It shows he cares. I appreciate that. Also, speaking of complaining, Christopher Ladd, spotlight on him. Congratulations. You got tickets to a concert you're going to be going to here very, very soon. He informed you and I. I did. Happy. You'll be attending the Oasis concert in Pasadena?
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
Rose Bowl, the Shrine.
When is this again?
September 6th.
September 6th. Wait,
just 11 months away.
Oh my God! I just did that. September. Wait, what? 11 months away?
Yeah, I'm gonna be busy.
Wow. So Chrissy can wait for 11 months. By the way, you see that thing I sent you in Wikipedia? It says list of people that can wait. Number 1, Sally, because that's one of
Get it, Jason?
Yep. Big song.
So Sally can't wait.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Anyway, so congratulations on that. Were they really expensive or
He did great?
Yeah.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
$110.
That's really good.
Especially compared to like Taylor Swift or Beyonce.
Oh, hell, even Paul McCartney, the Eagles, whatever. It doesn't just have to be newfangled artists.
They're a band of the people.
They are. You know what? I will give that. Well, then what the hell is all this Ticketmaster crap Pearl Jam's bitching about? Why can't they just make their tickets $110?
I've always told you Oasis is better than Pearl Jam.
You're on drugs, but on that one very isolated point, I will concede.
Oasis doesn't hate Sacramento.
Can't say 2 isolated points, right? Because they're to get 2 points hand in hand. Pearl Jam 500, Oasis 2. Yeah, but hey.
2-1 answered.
You know what though? Hey, by the way, your guys did you guys lose or draw over the weekend? Your Man Cities.
They won.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Why do I think they just lost?
I don't know.
Okay then. See that picture I sent you, Erling Haaland?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Enough of the inside jokes. Here we go. There was football over the weekend, Jason Ross. The Vikings beat the Jets in London. The Vikings, Jason, are 5-0.
Look at them.
Look at the
Victory
Vikings.
formation, take 2, 25 seconds to go in the game. And the Minnesota Vikings are 4-0 in games at London. Their most recent victim would be the New York Jets. The final score, Minnesota 23, the Jets 17.
I know there's time, but I thought the Jets were coming out of the AFC to some.
I'm trying to think what I said. I didn't say they were coming out of the AFC.
No, you didn't.
No. But what did I think I said they should compete for the AFC title with.
And they still can.
And they still can.
In fairness to them, but they have not looked that great to me.
Did I say the Bills, Miami, and the Jets? It should be. I think I said something like that should be a dogfight for them. Yeah, and
it probably should be.
And it should be. Well, not with Miami. Miami's the worst team in the NFL, right? Like they're the worst team. I think they're the worst team in the NFL. It sucks. As we said last week, Miami is, anytime you want to question whether or not quarterback's the most important position in sports, look at the Miami Dolphins. That is proof positive. They went from being probably a top 10 team, I think it's fair to say, to the worst team in the NFL because they don't have, and I don't,
the same amount of wins as the Niners.
They
beat the Patriots yesterday. That's who the Niners beat.
You stop with they have the same amount of wins. Man, you just threw me really hard. I did not expect that coming from you.
And the Raiders.
Well, that's it. I mean, come on. The Raiders
and the Jets.
Bring the Raiders into this whole thing. Raiders. I mean, who the hell the Raiders play next week? We'll talk about the Raiders later, but they'll win.
That loss, win.
Right. Shockingly, the Raiders are a mess. Which who would have thunk that? Are they ever going to get an adult in the room to run that team, or is it just going to be bowl cut? I legit feel bad for Raider fans, and I know they're going to be. Hey, don't feel bad for us. No, I'm not talking garbage. I legitimately feel bad. As a Kings fan or as a long suffering fan, it's like if you had just closed the deal with Cliff Kingsbury instead of Luke Getsy. And Chicago wanted, I think, $1.95 for Justin Fields. And by the way, this isn't hindsight. We were screaming this before the season started. If you had made just those two moves, which are incredibly obvious moves, you are 100% competing for the playoffs, in my opinion. 100% with that defense. Devontae Adams is probably not asking out. It's not but that's the problem. You hire Tom Telesco from the Chargers because of all the amazing things the Chargers have done. You bring in Luke Getsy from the Bears because, oh my God, that amazing offense that was so good. You turned this massive prospect in Justin Fields into a guy that got traded to the Steelers for a 6th-round pick, who shockingly now has beaten out Russell Wilson for an above 500, or should I say 500, I think, above 500 Steelers team. What the hell are the Steelers? They're 3-2. I would be pissed if I was a Raider fan. They have too much talent on that team. That tight end is sick. Max Crosby is a Hall of Famer in his prime. They've got studs. But because they have these morons running the show, they're getting boat waxed by the freaking Broncos, man.
Boat wax.
And they were up in that game.
Yeah. So they got boat waxed.
I mean, I have fun with Raider fans, but honestly, it pisses me off. It really, really does. I watch them. I actually root for them.
Don't let them know. Don't let people know.
I know.
Don't let the secret out.
I know because they just, they make it so, the fans make it so hard. Here's Dwayne. Dave, a fan of a team that last won a Super Bowl when Steve Young was quarterback, feels bad for Raider fans. I just really. Don't fall. Don't
do it.
Don't do it. Just don't fall for the bait. The Ravens rallied, beat the Bengals in OT. Yike-a-ronies.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow, 5 touchdowns.
But then some mistakes at the end.
I saw somebody say they should take Devontae Adams. Someone was like, don't screw around, man. This ain't working. Devontae Adams is a first-round pick for Joe Burrow.
Sure, I would. If I were the Raiders, I'd do that.
I would
away.
100% do that if I was the Raiders.
Who says no?
Who says no? The Raiders were up 10-0 going into the second quarter. They were outscored 34-8 by Bo Nix and the Broncos. By the way, the Broncos are now 3-2.
Right.
Sean Payton's the coach. He's done a couple of things. Let's not act like the Broncos are last year's Broncos, or the year before, or probably the year before that. But my goodness, that's a rough loss, dude.
For sure.
That is a rough loss for old
After you beat them,
Cincinnati.
8 times in a row?
And they're at home too. And Bengals were up. I mean, it was a good game. It was a really good game. It was back and forth. How about Caleb Williams looking good for the Bears? Finally having a little bit of a breakout game there. The Dolphins came back to beat the Patriots in a battle of the field goals. And at what point, dude, do we say that Deshaun Watson is that's the worst? That is the worst combination of trade and contract in sports history, because right now it looks like it.
Yeah. After a team that made the playoffs a year ago, now, I mean, they are having just a brutal beginning, and they are talking about benching him.
You want to talk about Deshaun Watson is one of the most fascinating cases in all of sports to me, in really recent memory, including all the off-field stuff. I don't know that I've ever seen somebody fall off so bad from a non-injury point of view. Ever. I'm old enough to remember when Deshaun Watson was basically on track to win. This statement came out of my mouth, and I 1,000,000,000,000% stand by it. If Patrick Mahomes had been drafted by the Texans and Deshaun Watson had been drafted by the Chiefs would have won the same amount of championships. I will die on that hill. Deshaun Watson was that good with Houston.
What happened?
And that's Jason. It's not like Houston was this amazing franchise, and then he went to the Browns have Amari Cooper. They have Ford and hurt right now, but Nick Chubb's one of the better running backs. They have David Njoku. They have Myles Garrett and a bunch of guys on defense. That's a good enough squad. I'm not saying they don't have holes, but they're not Carolina. Deshaun Watson in 11, let's say, he has now played a full season for the Browns. He has played exactly 17 games for the Browns, Jason. He's completed about 60% of his passes, which is only like 25% less than Jaden Daniels. He has thrown in a full season now. He has thrown for a little over 3,000 yards with 19 touchdowns and 12 interceptions.
Ugh.
Jason, his last year in Houston before he took that year off, in 16 games, he threw for 4,823 yards with 33 touchdowns and 7 interceptions.
Wow.
In a 3-year stretch with the Houston Texans, he threw for 13,000 yards. He threw for 75 touchdowns to 28 interceptions. Those are perennial MVP contending numbers. I'm not even, by the way, bringing up what he did on the ground, in which he scored 7 touchdowns that one year, 3, 5, 2 on the ground, rushing for 550 yards, 444. That's a legit two-way threat.
It's all gone.
It's all gone, and he's healthy. So, and the franchise has talent. is not the only explanation here that his brain is so exploded from all the off-field crap he did? Or is Deshaun Watson simply the guy that I always ask about? I always say, how is it when a player becomes generationally wealthy? How do they keep coming? Did Deshaun Watson sign the guaranteed contract and go, I'm good.
Right.
I'm going to play until they release me. I'm not going to throw games, but I'm going to go out there and I'm doing what I want to do. Remember the other day when he was like, I'm not a running quarterback? Because he didn't want to take hits. Are we seeing in front of us one of the biggest documented cases of a guy getting the bag and saying, I'm good, I'm out, I don't want to do this anymore, so I'm going to stay out here until you bench me. You're eventually going to release me and buy me out, and I'm done.
Still be good.
I will be generationally wealthy, and I will hire a masseuse and pay the person. I don't care. I think that's the most logical explanation to me.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, 3 for madness. Jason, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Kings.
Kings who?
Kings play the after tomorrow.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. I'm so excited. The New York Liberty are still playing. Everybody who's still playing, take a step forward. The WNBA, not so fast. 2-time defending champion Las Vegas Aces. And let's talk about New York. It's the basketball mecca. I don't know if you've heard.
That's what I've heard.
But is it the basketball mecca? We'll go over that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
Meta Chevy Silverado Blowout is on with $12,750 off MSRP. Every new 2024 Silverado half-ton LT in stock after rebates. Or choose $12,000 off MSRP on every new 2024 Silverado half-ton RST in stock after rebates. Exclusively at Meta Chevy at MetaChevy.com. Sacramento's Silverado headquarters. Whatever Silverado you choose, you'll save thousands at Meta Chevy. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leasing, some other offers. List rated 2010 model year or newer. Ends 10/31/24.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
I haven't seen a lot of Russell lately in the chat.
Where are you, Russell?
Russell is currently saying the following. Pearl Jam is trash. Eddie Vedder's the most overrated frontman of all time. Pearl Jam 10 is garbage. They're the U2 of Seattle. Basically what I said. Russell's what we call an edgelord.
Is that what we call him?
He's one of those guys that he likes to have edgy takes. It's kind of a look at me Louie thing. Like, I understand music's subjective. I do. But Pearl Jam 10 is garbage. Just takes away all your credit. It takes away any credibility you have, and Russell had negative credibility. So look, if Russell's got an opinion, there's a 98% chance if you're on the opposite side, you're in a good spot. Pearl Jam 10 is garbage. Get out of here. Just
get right out of here.
Go to the cliff, look over, and take a long thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, just what are you doing? Pearl Jam 10 is garbage. You know what's garbage?
Nice catch, Blanco Nino.
I don't know it's garbage. Oh, I know it's garbage. My dog keeps crapping all over the place.
That's like horseradish.
There's one in the downstairs bathroom is Gracie, and then another one. I'm waiting to find out if this happens or not. She took a dump. It's like 4 Lincoln Logs right in the doorway of my son's open bedroom door. And I'm not going to lie. This is a bad move by me, but I did it.
Follow the trail.
I'm just admitting it. I saw it this morning. I should have gone over and picked it up. But I'm kind of waiting to see if Sleepy Face just steps right in it.
That would be so funny.
He would be so pissed in his own little way.
And that's what you want to have happen.
I just want to see if it happens. I mean,
I saw it, but I thought I would leave it.
I saw
so
it.
You're going to get home and go, I didn't see it.
I didn't. Oh, buddy.
Dad, I just want to let you know the dog isn't a problem anymore.
Gracie went swimming.
It's been taken care of.
Buddy, she can't swim. I know.
Yeah.
3 for madness.
Floaties didn't work.
Question 1.
The Kings play the day after tomorrow and start the season 2 weeks from Thursday. Are you ready?
No.
What?
I mean, no. Look,
you're not ready.
Here. Let me clarify. Like, I am excited and I can't wait, and I will watch every second. I don't have it hasn't clicked yet. Like the switch has not been turned on.
Switch it.
I don't know when or how it will happen. I know it will, but my normal like butterflies, I can't wait. Like legit, I'm super excited. I know I am. I just am not feeling that. And this is happening more and more every year. Now, I'm going to see a commercial. Something's going to happen. I thought maybe yesterday I saw James Harden airball in a preseason game. I was like, hey we're back at it.
We're back.
We're back. I don't know. Yes, I'm not ready, but I'm super excited. I mean, 2 weeks from Thursday, we're playing real basketball.
It's here.
It's here. And
media day didn't get you going?
It's fine. Okay. I mean, it's good. I just, just saying. But something's gonna happen. I mean, I'll let you know. I'm gonna hear the music. Can I say something, by the way, just for the TV broadcast? I don't know. I mean this with all respect. Can we change the theme? I feel like the theme's getting a little old.
I already forgot the theme.
Oh
yeah. Isn't that all of theirs?
Right.
I think it's an NBC.
That's
thing.
what I'm saying.
Giants,
why can't
Sharks.
Okay, but here's my question. Why can't they run Round Ball Rock? It's NBC. They have the rights now. Why not?
They've always had the rights.
Well, that's a good point. Then why not? Why are they not playing that? It's NBC Sports California. Play the freaking John Tesh song. Play it like you mean it.
You've got to want it to win it.
Number 2, please.
Want it more.
Question 2.
The New York Liberty avenged their finals loss by eliminating the Aces in Vegas. Is this their year?
I think so. Said earlier. Was looking forward to that matchup. Liberty were pissed. Last year they got beat.
Yeah.
And they're back they've just been kind of quiet, doing their thing. Everything's Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and the Aces. Nobody's thinking about Connecticut or Minnesota or New York, of all things, which is supposed to be basketball Mecca. That's what someone told me. Yeah, dude.
Bing bong.
It's tough to three-peat, and the Aces are an incredible run.
Yeah.
And that was a really good series, though. New York proved that they were the better team, at least in those 4 games.
Yeah, they annihilated them.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is a WNBA thing, so like I don't know where to go here, but I've paid more attention to the WNBA this year than I ever have in all the years combined. So, number 2, I've tried to be very conscientious about not being guy who's like, I'm finally paying attention. Let me come in and tell you how it should be. Like, no, just shut up, listen, and learn. Number 3, Caitlin Clark is obviously a huge part of that. But I'm just going to say it, and please just take me at face value. I saw a lot of criticism of the Aces, of Asia Wilson, of different things. How do we get to a point, even though there is racism and misogyny rampant out there, but I think we should be able to criticize female athletes. By the way, I wasn't one of them, but we should be able to criticize female athletes, and it's not misogyny.
Right.
Like, I feel like Asia Wilson, right or wrong, you should be able to go after her the same way one goes after James Harden or LeBron James. And I'm just singling Asia out because she's amazing, but whomever.
Right.
How do you draw the line between somebody who's being misogynist going after? Now, look, if you say like, that wouldn't have happened in the kitchen, that is 100% misogyny.
Right.
If you're saying, wow, kind of choked a little bit there, what a choker, didn't show up for the game, figure yourself out. I mean, that's maybe unfair. It's maybe wrong. It's maybe hardcore criticism. I don't think it's misogynist.
Right.
I feel like you should be able to. I know we got to go. Is this wrong to say? Push back on me. I feel like it's actual misogyny to lighten up on female athletes and not treat them the way you would treat male athletes.
And I don't know this for a full fact, but I believe that's what most female athletes would want.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a female athlete out there that would want to be like, no, treat me with more respect than the men, for I am a lady. I think
it's like any of them, any athlete, male, female, just treat them in a way that's fair, but that can be critical.
Yes.
That doesn't mean it's like, oh, well, I like them, so I'm going to be nice. No, it's like, hey, if they didn't do the job, if they made an error, if they screwed up on a call, if they didn't do what their job is,
that's right.
Call them out.
That's 100,000% right.
Yeah.
That's a whole different conversation, but I know the WNBA is on the scene like it's never been before. And part of that is like, well, welcome to sports Twitter, which is misogynistic and is racist and is terrible in corner. Like, it's there. I'm not pushing that away at all. Just think there's, can rip on people without. Anyways, really, really quickly, number 3 here.
Did you miss any
that's my bad. Chris said we got to go, and I surprised him with that. Can we do number 3 here, or do we want to go? We can do number 3 coming back from break. It's your call, Chris. I'm at your mercy.
Let's just do it.
Okay, number 3.
And question 3. Speaking of how real is it, the New York is it
Wait, what did I say?
Speaking of how real is it that New York may rule the basketball world with both major championships this year?
Bing bong.
So basketball mecca. And you got the Knicks that are definitely contenders to win the finals, and the New York Liberty, who might be the favorites to win the whole thing, certainly along with Connecticut and Minnesota. Jason, could we see a both gender championship city in New York this year?
That would be really cool. I'm going to bet no, but that doesn't mean they're both great, right? One's already just about there to try to finish the deal with the WNBA. And then the Knicks are, like you said, one of the favorites. I think it's going to be tough, but I would say no.
I agree with betting the field.
Yeah.
Do we also agree it's like a semi-realistic
absolutely.
chance?
It's not a crazy
thought.
Yeah.
Good for New York. It's the basketball. We'll take a break.
Bing bong.
When we come back, it was a wild weekend in college football. Jason and I, our frowns will not turn upside down, and more. We'll get to college football next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
Hey there, 3 times in the last 4 years, Sacramento State has won the Big Sky Championship. They also have been to the playoffs 4 consecutive years, and they're back home this Saturday. And you can join everyone out there October 12th at Hornet Stadium as the Hornets in their Big Sky home opener take on Eastern Washington. Game time, 6 o'clock Saturday night. They'll be celebrating Cancer Awareness and Healthcare Appreciation Night. Post-game fireworks as well. It's all out there. Some great football. Tickets are on sale now at hornetsports.com. And always remember, Stingers up.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
When shopping for a new car, what do you want? A great selection? A low monthly payment? More for your trade? At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, you get it all.
Model year-end savings are going on now. It's savings you just can't say no to.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here.
StocktonHonda.com. Number one claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
It's the Big Sky home opener for the Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday. 6 p.m. kickoff versus Eastern Washington. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Hey, Chris, do you know who the Stereophonics are? I feel like you do.
I've heard the name.
They're all Britishy. We just announced they're playing at the John Smith Stadium in Huddersfield on their tour.
Yeah,
I don't know them. When I first heard Stereophonics, I thought it was first. I was like, oh, I know those guys, but that was Stereo MCs. You got to get yourself connected. Writings on the wall. That's what I thought it was. Stop by you, my vowel. Yeah. Why can't we just quit screwing around? Can we get Chumbawamba, please?
Oh, they get knocked down.
Let's get up again. Never going to keep me down. Kept Alabama down.
Oh.
I was on the plane. I was on the plane sitting next to old friend Ben Gumpert.
Oh,
matter of fact, and all of a sudden we're in the middle of talking. I'll say he sees something on his phone, and his reaction was enough to make me stop. Like, oh my God, did something just happen to you or something? You know, his face changed, and Ben's not the most emotive guy in the world. And he's like, "Oh, my Vanderbilt friends." No, what did he say? I think it was like,
"I have Vanderbilt friends are coming over tonight."
He has a text thread with Vanderbilt friends. Yeah, I don't know, and they're all freaking out because they beat Alabama.
Yes,
and that
unranked Vanderbilt,
unranked Vanderbilt,
beat number one Alabama.
I think Nate Bargatze brought it up in
he did
in SNL at the end of the show.
Did he really?
It was,
and that was the week after they beat Georgia.
Georgia hangover.
Let's hear how that sounded. My goodness.
Is this real life? You bet! Vanderbilt beats Alabama for the first time in a generation. The greatest moment in Vanderbilt football history. Tonight at First Bank Stadium. The final 3 seconds off the clock. That is going to do it. Storm the field, doors. Storm the field. For the first time, Vanderbilt knocks off the number one team in America.
Did you see what they did with the goalpost?
I think they're still floating down the river. I think they're somewhere in northern Florida right now.
I mean, take it down, make it leave the stadium, walk to the city, and take it to the river. All right.
Let's hear how it happened on the other thing. Ooh.
From the 27,
Wait,
he
is this the same
takes
one?
the snap.
That's going to do it.
No.
Vanderbilt
Biggest
wins
win in
it.
Vanderbilt history.
Is this real life? You bet.
Is this real life?
You
Is this
bet.
just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Sorry.
I thought he was doing the kid coming back from the dentist.
Up to the skies
And see.
Anyway.
Why do we have a show? I don't know. Vanderbilt. What? The Commodores?
Yes. Once, twice, 3 times a lady.
They're named after a computer, and they beat Alabama. The old Commodore 64. How about this upset?
4th down. Hogs could win it right here. Nico gets the snap, looking left. Now he's flushed, rolling right, still looking downfield. Firing into the end zone's broken up. It's incomplete. Arkansas wins. Arkansas wins the game. The Razorbacks have knocked off Tennessee, and they're rushing the field. They're rushing the field from all corners tonight. Tennessee becomes the 3rd top 10 team in the SEC to lose today. What a celebration at Razorback Stadium.
Yeah, 2 top 5 SEC teams lost to unranked teams. That's just never happened.
Is the SEC trash, Jason?
Yeah,
Ross?
it's washed.
USC lost.
Say that again.
USC lost. And it's funny. Our head engineer, he's like the president of all engineering. Jason, who I love, like, doesn't talk to me really about anything, but I can't pass his office on a Monday without him stopping me. And usually I'm in a hurry to go somewhere, and he'll stop me to have USC college football conversation, which I get it. There aren't a lot of people in this building that are going to talk college football. I'm just curious how that's going to go today.
Yeah.
Because
that was unexpected to Minnesota.
That was, I didn't see the Golden Gophers coming out with that one.
And Missouri lost. They were number 9. You had Michigan lose at number 10.
And that game, wasn't that 17-all?
Which one? The
Michigan, Washington.
Washington.
It was 17-all. I want to say not late, but late enough.
And then the whole thing on Saturday, the whole game day and Cal experience, just wild.
So amazing. I mean, you had this too.
The all zeros are showing on the board, and that's that. Clemson will be victorious here in Tallahassee, winning at 29-13 over the Seminoles of Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
So you and I are having the same kind of college football year with our teams?
Yeah. Well, are we?
What do you mean?
What are you guys?
One.
Oh,
Same.
okay. Never mind. All right.
I think one less loss because they've had a bye.
I'm not saying this to be a D-bag. I honestly didn't realize you guys were that bad, too. I really didn't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, can you do a side-by-side? Let's see. Maybe Chris could be the objective observer because we're too close to each team. Who is worse?
All right. So we'll go.
You can read the scores.
We'll go with the Florida State schedule here. I'm going to pull that up.
Chris, you're going to have to say who's worse, Florida State or UCLA.
And they lost to Clemson. And go back to week 6. As you know, they lost to Clemson. Florida State, Jason Ross, by the way, in case you didn't know this, is 1-5.
Okay.
On the season.
I'll bring up UCLA.
Now you're going to bring up UCLA?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll start out with a game 1 in Ireland. Florida State loses to Georgia Tech. By the way, at the time, number 10, Florida State loses to Georgia Tech.
What were they drinking?
Right. Thank you. 24-21. UCLA.
Okay. Week 1, UCLA won in Hawaii 16-13.
Oh, 1-0, 0-1.
Okay.
Is that the end of the argument?
Nope.
Okay. Week 2, they host Boston College, the fighting Boston colleges. 28-13, that's your final.
All right. UCLA, fresh off that first win, had a bye in week 2.
Well, UCLA is still undefeated at this point of the season.
Yeah.
Week 3, Memphis, that football powerhouse.
Yeah.
They come into Doak Campbell Stadium and beat Florida State 20-12.
Okay. UCLA, fresh to the Big Ten, first ever Big Ten game. They host Indiana, that football powerhouse that they were at the time, or still are, I guess. Indiana wins 42-13 at the Rose Bowl.
You didn't oof any of mine.
That was an oof.
Yeah.
New member of the ACC, Cal, rolls out to Tallahassee. FSU beats them in an exciting barn burner, 14-9.
UCLA goes to Baton Rouge to take on LSU, goes out of conference.
Yeah.
LSU 16th ranked, beats UCLA 34-17.
Go get there and get the ball there.
Wow, kept it pretty close against a top 16 team in the nation.
Sure.
Then Florida State goes on the road, takes on a team that literally got the death penalty in football, Southern Methodist University, and this one by the skin of their teeth. SMU wins 42-16.
UCLA comes back home to host number 8 Oregon, and now a member of the Big Ten as well.
Yeah.
UCLA loses at home 34-13.
Getting 13 points on a team. And then, as you saw over the weekend, Mark Jones on the call.
Yeah.
Clemson goes into Tallahassee once again. That's 1, 2, 3 home losses. Technically, Georgia Tech was a home game, but we won't count. 3 home losses for Florida State. Let me just add, by the way, they were after 3 games, they hit the under in win totals. First in the nation. They lose to Clemson 29-13.
In this last week, UCLA went to number 7 Penn State, never led again. By the way, UCLA has led for less than 3 minutes this year. They lose 27-11 to Penn State. So, Chris, who's worse?
I think it's Florida State.
Oh, okay.
Wow. I didn't have that count. I didn't have that one in the betting machine.
What if they played?
They would play in the Gracie, the French Bulldogs dog crap bowl.
Brought to you by the toilet store.
Brought to you by the toilet store. That's exactly right. Oh my God. The new Coke Ford Edsel Syphilis Bowl, UCLA versus Florida State.
At a neutral site.
At a neutral
Kansas.
site. Yeah, in Cabo San Lucas.
Yes.
Where it's 89 degrees
and
outside.
each team has to take an Uber for an hour and 45 minutes.
For an hour and 45 minutes. And by the way, the first 10,000 fans get free syphilis.
Yes. And their faces melt off.
We'll take a break. When we come back,
you get syphilis.
You all get syphilis. New and improved. What the heck happened to the 49ers yesterday? I don't even know. And who's Phyllis? We'll figure that out next.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
They're going to give it. No, it's a play action. Purdy going to roll left, throw for the end zone. Caught by George Kittle. He has the hat trick tonight, a career high. 3 touchdown catches for George. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
Febreze. So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up and spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can easily find coverage options that fit your budget. If only it was that easy to name your baby.
How about Jaden?
No.
Okay. Michael?
Went to middle school with a glue-eating Michael.
Sebastian?
Dated one in college.
How about Damien?
Vampire name.
All right. Greg?
Not feeling it.
Okay. No worries. No worries. Jeffrey?
Oh, love that one.
Wait, really?
No.
Find coverage options that fit your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Carmichael Dave here from my good friends at American Energy. Cool weather, if not cold weather, is in our future. You know that. It'll eventually get there, and American Energy wants to make sure your system is operating safely and properly. So now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection. That's regularly $119, but includes a full safety and duct inspection. And if your system's over 10 years old, it's free. The tune-up is on American Energy. Give them a call right now. They're offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, that's half off the price of a new unit. American Energy been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You can check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote. That's theaeway.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9998 now.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Wait, not saying DNA. Kendrick Lamar. Okay, sorry. That was bothering me because I couldn't name it. Programming note. I will. Let me see here. Because I'm messing up because I leave. Yeah. 16th. So a week from Wednesday, I'll do the show with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am off to sunny England. Yeah, sunny England. And by the way, it's going to be right when the weather gets good here. I promise you. The weather in old Huddersfield town, Jason, this week. 59, 55, 49, 51, 50, 51, 56, and rainy all but 2 days.
So jealous.
I'm telling you, the weather's going to, it is a lock. The weather is going to be finally fall-y here when I'm gone. And I'll be gone till the 27th. Now, Kings regular season first game is the 24th?
Yeah.
That Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going back and forth. I'm shuttling between England and New York.
Oh, wow.
So I'll have a setup in New York Thursday, Friday, and I will do the shows. I'm going to try to sneak in more, but I will do Thursday and Friday shows remotely. I can't miss the opening of Kings season.
Mm-hmm.
But there's going to be 3 matches, 2 home and 1 away that I'll be there for. And one of them is away against Wrexham.
Ugh, gross.
Uh-huh. Americans versus Americans in England. Actually, it's technically in Wales. Never been to Wales. That is a weird language, dude. Wales, everything is like, it honestly looks like an alien language when you read it. But that's Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney's team.
Okay.
We'll see if they're there. And if they're there, I'm just going to
taunt them.
I'm going to have because it's almost Halloween, I'm going to get one of them Deadpool masks and just like kind of punch it a little bit while staring at Ryan.
You'll show him.
Yeah, and be like, hey, buddy.
I don't think they'll be there.
If anyone's going to be there, it'll be Rob.
Yes.
I don't think Ryan will be there, but whatever. Good, fine, whatever. By the way, Wrexham currently.
I don't know. I think they're starting to film Always Sunny right now.
Oh, really? Is that still going?
Oh, yeah.
You're kidding.
They're about to have a crossover with the Abbott Elementary.
Yeah.
Are they really? What? Are you serious?
I mean, that's serious.
Okay,
Abbott's a great show.
No, I've heard nothing but that. But that's so weird. Anyways, all right. Well, whatever. So just here we go from Facebook. Hey, bud, you told us cooler weather was coming October 6th. Hello. Hey, all I'm doing is going by the weather, folk.
That's like horseradish.
They got it wrong, and I think people are controlling the weather. Personally. Oh, in all seriousness, before we as we get into the Niners, and of course I'm stalling. I'm going to talk to her tonight. I didn't even mention this to you guys, but both of my dad's brother, my Uncle David, who I'm named after, he has twin daughters, Catherine and Jacqueline, and one of those daughters named after my dad, Jacqueline. Both live in Asheville, North Carolina. And they're going through it right now. I don't know. I'm going to talk to them again today because, people want to do stuff. And then it's like, what was it? It was like when we had the Chico fires and we did stuff, but part of it was, and I mean this in the most respectful way possible, but a lot of it was like everyone's clearing out their closets with clothes they don't want. They don't need clothes. We found out, no, they need XYZ PDQ. And a lot of times it was gift cards, but God, we got to do something. It is just the stuff I was hearing, and you've seen it on TV and all that, but like
brutal.
Holding on to their dog and like it's crazy
Yeah.
and just what's going on out there. So
The best thing for those situations is to find a good group and just send the money. Like they don't need things. They know what's best to do with that money. So,
and I feel like I know this is kind of a weird analogy, shockingly. I feel like there's something in people's brains when they think sending money is also the same type of people. I'm one of those. Like, I don't like to give gift cards for birthdays because I feel like it's lazy and a lack of thoughtfulness. Chris, I agree with you. Your point is valid. You're 100% right. I just think there's something with people. Well, I mean, by the way, some people may not have money to give, of course, but I also think subconsciously people feel like if they just donate, it's kind of lazy. Like, no, I want to send cases of bottled water or medicine. I don't know, people send medicine, but whatever. But no, it's true. A lot of the times, just make sure you know the group.
Right.
And the very first question everyone should ask when dealing with a group is what percentage goes directly to, do your research, look them up, see if they've been around, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, a little bit of overhead's okay. I don't mind that. If 90% of every donation is going to a charity, I know a lot of people be like, well, I want 100. No, that's just not realistic. People need to get paid to do things sometimes. And if you get paid and that means you raise 10 million instead of 1 million, good. I'm fine with that. You're making a living. Now, if you're like some of these big charities out there and, 35% goes to the victims.
Right.
And that's a real thing, by the way. There's a charity everybody knows the name of. I don't know what the rules are, but it's a charity that runs a lot of commercials during NFL games. Look up what percentage they give and
be aware of places that want to give you awareness instead of.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very aware there's a hurricane, everybody. You don't have to. It's like the airport commercials. I know it exists.
They have planes there?
Wait, there's a Sacramento airport?
I'm going there. I was going to go to Stockton. Niners lost yesterday. Jake Moody's out for a long time. We'll get to reaction audio from Kyle Shanahan and the players as well. It's a short week before you get ready for Seattle.
Big game Thursday.
On Thursday. We should go, Jason.
Yeah.
We should go. Seattle's nice this year. We should go. You know what? Let's
Is
go.
it here?
Gross. It's in Seattle.
It's in Seattle all the way up there.
All the way up there. It's a quick flight. Yeah. We can do the show live. We'll do it live. Yeah. Oh, you can't. You've got
why?
You have Kings preseason.
Well, Wednesday, but I can go right from the Kings game to there.
All right, we'll take. I'm like legit thinking about that. It's not going to happen. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Niners reaction next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Monday. We're out the door to a mild start today. We'll see sun and scattered clouds around and temperatures this afternoon. Still hot, expecting daytime highs in the range of 98 to 101 degrees. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
DC here for Folsom Lake Kia, where they make car shopping easy with a huge selection of new Kia models, low payments, and zero down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, your trusted dealer in Folsom for over 25 years. FolsomLakeKia.com.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and LifeLock is here to elevate your protection game. Using the same simple password across all your accounts, that's risky. While updating your passwords to be more unique is a good start, true peace of mind comes with LifeLock. LifeLock doesn't just alert you to suspicious activity, but monitors for more uses of your personal info and will fix identity theft issues that arise, guaranteed, or your money back. Secure your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. That's why our Lowe's Red Vest associates can help with game time decisions. Plus, use in-store mode on the Lowe's app to find what you need. Under pressure at home and want it soon? Order online by 2 p.m. to get it same day. Same day valid on eligible in-stock items and select zip codes only, subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. Exclusions and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Do you have old baseball cards and sports memorabilia from the 50s and 60s collecting dust in your closet? They could be very valuable in any condition. Find out at the Sports Cards Roadshow. We'll be in the Sacramento area to evaluate your old and modern sports cards. Visit sportscardsroadshow.com today to schedule your appointment. Ask about your free on-site sports card evaluation. For large vintage and modern collections, we can come to you. Skip the garage sale. Sports Cards Roadshow is buying. Call 1-800-560-3272 today or visit sportscardsroadshow.com.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. Napoleon grills that features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just because it's October does not mean we can't barbecue outside. Visit California Backyard now for your best selection of grills and Napoleon Grills accessories.
It's the Big Sky home opener for the Sacramento State Hornets this Saturday. 6 p.m. kickoff versus Eastern Washington. Get your tickets at hornetsports.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
I love it when Katie's in the chat. Hello. Hello, Derek. Ryan, Aaron, Dwayne, MC, Chris, Manny, Mike, Mo, Jack. And if I missed you, I love you. Welcome in. You can join the chat, Curtis, at YouTube. Just go Sacktown Sports and join, subscribe. And subscribe and save, they say. Odds to be benched next quarterback. 2-1 odds. Deshaun Watson will be the next quarterback benched. He is the leader, followed by Justin Fields at 3-1. Will Levis, 4-1. And then jump up to Daniel Jones, Bo Nix, Anthony Richardson, Trevor Lawrence at 33-1, Geno Smith at 40-1. I don't.
Okay.
Not
Brock Purdy though.
Not Brock Purdy. Who? Look, let's call balls and strikes here. Brock Purdy hasn't been knocking the doors down last couple of days. Certainly, yesterday had some. Look, he threw the pick at the end. That's certainly a pick with context.
Yeah.
But you had a lot of different things going on yesterday in the Niners loss. And here's Kyle Shanahan.
Extremely frustrated. I think we had 13 points and 17 in the other. By no means should we be able to give that away. Always will come back to turnovers, in my opinion. There's other things you can do to overcome them. Talked about last night how we thought a key in this game would be turnovers, and that's exactly what the first half was. Gave us a huge advantage, and then it flipped in the second half, and when you do that, it's tough to win.
Yeah, I mean, you had the pick by Bosa, you had the block, the kick 6 return or whatever. That was great.
Yeah.
Felt like that was going to be their day, but that turnover late by Mason, then Purdy's, I mean, it was there for the taking, and they messed around and left Arizona in the game. And then when Arizona got confidence, man, they were carving up the Niners once they felt like, okay, we can go down and move the ball, and they did. They were breaking tackles and making plays.
They blew the Rams game.
Yep.
They blew the Cardinals game.
Yes.
And Jason, ifs and buts, candy nuts, I understand that, but they're sitting at 4-1.
Oh yeah,
with their one loss to the undefeated Vikings by 7 in Minnesota.
In a tough place to play. All of that would make sense. I think that's about where you'd go. That's probably where they should be.
That's where exactly. And we're sitting here going, okay, well, and there's some good news on the horizon, right. And let's pretend the Moody injury still happens. So there's that. But it's not the end of the world. You're going into Seattle. You're in first place in the NFC West already, and everything's hunky-dory.
Yeah, that's what it was funny. Greg Papa on Friday when he was on, he said, look, when we're on next Friday, we could be talking about the first place Niners. He goes, it doesn't even matter if Seattle beats the Giants, which turns out they lost, but if the Niners beat the Cardinals and then beat Seattle on Thursday, they were going to be in first place the next time we talk to Greg.
It's that second half, Jason. It's that second half that keeps getting them. It's playing with your food is what it's doing. And Brock Purdy talked about that.
We just need to play better, and that starts with myself. Get down in the red zone. We got to execute and score touchdowns. Thought there was multiple times where we could have pulled away significantly in the first half. And again, that starts with myself. And so there's that. And then second half, when defense is getting stops, we can't just turn the ball right back over. We just got to be better in that area and back up the defense when the defense is doing their thing. We have to be able to go down the field and execute and put points up on the board, not give the other team life. So
I understand styles make fights, but the Cardinals are coming off a 42-point defensive effort against the Washington Commanders just last week. And Brock Purdy, who pretty much leads the NFL in quarterback rating every year he plays. I mean, the guy is always a metrics stud, had a QBR of 29.4, had a rating of 62.1. Just in case you're wondering, Kyler Murray had a QBR of 60.9 to Purdy's 29.4. Jordan Mason, 89 yards. Brandon Ayuk, 100 foot. That to me is the biggest bright spot of the whole game. Brandon Ayuk had 147 yards receiving at the expense of a few people. Juwan Jennings, 1 catch, was targeted 4 times, 13 yards. Deebo Samuel, 1 catch, was targeted 3 times for 11 yards. Deebo Samuel had more carries than catches, and I don't think that's a good game plan if you're going to win ball games.
Yeah, and now if you go forward, the schedule, I think I'd said it last week, they didn't play a team at least based on win-loss record, and this can all change as the weeks go on. But it was until like week 15 was the next time they played a team below 500.
Yeah.
So the schedule gets more difficult. I don't know that should bother the Niners because I think if you're a good team, you can beat anybody. But it just now gives you one of those things where they deserve to lose these games because they left it open. But I'd go almost to the Vikings game, and where you say, the Niners weren't awful that day, but the Vikings were better. Well, you could, the Niners weren't bad against the Bills, but the Bills beat them. Oh, they weren't bad against the Chiefs, but the Chiefs.
Right.
Like, you can't keep getting. You've had some slip ups already, and if you have a cushion and some equity, it's different. They don't right now. And so now you've got to get sharp again. And yeah, Christian McCaffrey may be coming back, but he's not back yet. And some of these reinforcements aren't back. So they can't have any more of these slip up games. If they lose, they have to get beat. And I feel like they beat themselves twice.
9th in the NFL in points for are the 49ers. But they're right in the middle of the pack points against. They have outscored their opponents by 20. So you can look for little numbers here and there, but the biggest number is they're 2-3.
Yes.
That's the problem. Kyler Murray was very, very happy.
For us to fight back, battle back, and end up, winning this game on the road against a great team is huge.
Is it a benefit in having a short week after a loss like this?
I would normally say no and have to go on the road. Mm-hmm. But
Seattle's got a short week too.
True, and they're home. You got to figure out a way to win that. I mean, kind of the thought process and what the Niners have always been good at is just owning the division. So if you win the division, like if you sweep those 6 games, you've got tiebreakers, you got 6 wins. Well, now they're 0-2.
Yeah.
And the Rams aren't very good and injured. They lost that one and gave that one away. The Cardinals, we didn't think were very good. Now, again, credit to these teams. I don't want to take all this away from the Rams and Cardinals, but I feel like the Niners left the door open. And the surprising thing to me the most is this really is the way the Niners win games. Like, get ahead, get a little bit of separation, and then they just kind of choke the game out. Like, you just can't come back on them. Well, it's happened twice now in this season against, I just think okay teams. And so that's what's really frustrating for the Niners at this point.
That is really the MO of Kyle Shanahan's Niners is you jump out early, you take a commanding lead, and then
extend.
Then he's got the, 18 play, 10-minute drive where 15 of those 18 are runs, and that just
shrinks the game.
It shrinks the game. Christian McCaffrey is such a massive part of this team. And you look at Jordan Mason, and you could not have asked for a better replacement running back. You couldn't ask Jordan Mason to do anymore. Let's put it that way. But 1 catch, 9 yards. He's not Christian McCaffrey. It takes away a whole big part of that offense. But Jason, you've still got Brock Purdy. You still have Trent Williams. You still have George Kittle, Juwan Jennings.
Yeah, they have enough.
Yeah, you've got plenty. I think really if I have to pick something, I could pick on the offensive line, but that defense has to get it together too.
That's, I would think, the most they have turnovers. Those are going to happen. You don't want that to happen, but they do. I think the thing that I would say for the better part of almost a season that hasn't been as good has been the run defense.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is that run defense. It's the ability for the other team just to gash it down the middle and run clock or extend that drive where it's, 3rd and 4. Oh, here's a 6-yard gain. Well, where are we at there? Oh, hey, let's blitz everybody. Oh, okay, cool. Here's a little drop off.
Yeah.
And that's a 12-yard gain. When you look at the defense, they've given up 19, 23, 27, 13, and 24 points. It's not terrible.
No.
But it's not – it doesn't seem as opportunistic of a defense as they've had in the past.
Yeah, and even with the miscues, the mistakes, and, having Moody hurt, there were still opportunities at the end for the defense to win the game. They get to that 4th down. They call a blitz. I like that. That was aggressive. Murray basically backpedaling, launches it up, and there's Harrison for a catch. They made enough plays, but really the most of that drive was Connor breaking tackle after tackle after tackle, or Murray getting, kind of an option read and keep it himself. They did a nice job, and that ability to run on the Niners has hurt San Francisco literally, and it did yesterday.
Yep. And now you go to Seattle.
Yeah.
And it would be incredibly Ninery for them to pull that game off and start a run. But I don't want to just look at stuff just because it's happened in the past.
Yeah. Well, if you win, you're 3-3. Things are better. You've won a division game. You're tied with Seattle. But also, if the if the Cardinals beat the Packers this weekend, which would be a little bit of an upset in Green Bay, but they would also be 3-3 with a win over you in the division. So this is a swing week. They've got to get this one in a sense. You don't want to be 0-3 in your division, and certainly you don't want to be 2-4.
No, you don't. And as it stands right now, the Niners are the 14 seed, tied with the Cardinals. Well, I guess not because the Cardinals have the tiebreaker, but the Giants, the New York Giants, and the San Francisco 49ers 5 years into 5 games into the season, the 49ers only have the Rams and the Panthers behind them in the NFC. Now, that being said, they're a game out of the playoffs.
Right.
So that's the NFL, man.
Fragile.
There's a lot of mid going on in the NFL. And as you and I predicted at the start of the season, Jason, the top 3 seeds right now in the NFC are the Vikings, Commanders, and Falcons.
Right.
It's exactly what we said was going to happen. Also, the lowest seed, the last place team in the AFC, the Cincinnati Bengals, with a healthy Joe Burrow. That's what we thought was going to happen.
Team ahead in the Super Bowl.
That's right. That's the type of year it is, dude. We'll take a break, very quick 1-minute break. When we come back, let's talk about these baseball playoffs. They're good. Baseball is finally entertaining. Thank God, according to me at least. We'll go through those both yesterday, over the weekend, and what's coming up before we get to 4 Down Territory at 8:30. Don't forget Matt Barrows of The Athletic at 9, right here in your home of the 2 and 3 49ers, Sacktown Sports.
Plays here.
Stolen by Fox. Breakaway coming up for De'Aaron. And a simple, casual spike with the left hand. The Kings lead by 3.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes here for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Now that fall is here, now is the perfect time to head to Stockton and check out a new Mercedes-Benz. I had the opportunity just last week to drive an all-new S-Class 550, and let me tell you, it was a sweet ride. The moment I hopped in, I felt like I was in a world of luxury. From the steering wheel to the seat cooling and even the power of the engine, I was impressed. And then, of course, when I hopped in my Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV, I felt the same thing. So hurry in and take advantage of the Mercedes-Benz incentive bonuses up to $15,000. And they have tons of pre-owned vehicles as well, including C-Class sedans, GLC SUVs, and a whole lot more. Take it from me, you won't be disappointed. So take the short drive down I-5 to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton or online at mbofstockton.com.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
The pitch. Swung on, line down the left field line, and that's going to win it. Castellanos has done it. Turner is scoring, and the Phillies walk it off here in the bottom of the ninth. A Game 2 victory, 7-6, as the Phillies come racing out of the dugout, dancing around between first and second as Nick Castellanos has won the ball game.
Hey, Nick Castellanos, hero once again. And that was perhaps a series saver.
Yes.
As the Phillies would have gone down 0-2 in a best-of-5, losing both home games, and would have had to have swept the rest of the way, including the next 2 at Citi Field.
Yeah, and also did start to open up that, like we always see this. It happens in a lot of sports, like that wild card team gets in, then gets hot, has to win all these. Like the Braves, the Mets had to have that game against the Braves on the day after the season, was going on that Monday.
Yeah.
Then they had the incredible series win, Game 3 against the Brewers. They come from behind. They win Game 1 when they were looking like they were going to. So it was like, what are the Mets up to here? But good for the Phillies to respond.
Yeah.
Even that series, because that atmosphere in Philadelphia is amazing.
Oh, my God. It absolutely is. It's crazy. And I think the atmosphere is going to be pretty damn good at Citi Field as well. The Mets fans are having themselves a little bit of fun, and especially if you get Edwin Diaz coming in, which, by the way, speaking of Edwin Diaz, I did think that was, I don't want to say questionable, but I remember I was watching the game, and they went and they brought Edwin Diaz in with 1 out, I think 1 out in the 7th, 2 outs in the 7th. And they're asking Diaz to get basically a 2-inning save, which I understand back in the day that was very, very normal. But I'm not a big believer in bringing closers in, especially like that in closing situations.
And he's pitched a lot lately too.
He has, and he blew up. He blew up 2/3 of an inning, 3 runners, 3 earned. It was bad news bears for Edwin Diaz. So questionable managing there. They'll get another shot. That game 3 will be tomorrow, start at 5:00. Your Yankees started out 1-0. That was a hell of a game. 6-5 was your final. And as you said, all kinds of lead changes. 1-0 Royals, 2-1 Yankees, 3-2 Royals, 4-3 Yankees, 5-4 Royals, and then the Yankees get one in the bottom of both the 6th and the 7th. No scoring in the 8th and the 9th. And pretty fun game.
Yeah, that's where, the sport can be funny. And just like in any market, they'll support the players, but when they're not playing well, they can get on them. Like Verdugo got off to an amazing start for the Yankees and then has not been very good lately.
Mm-hmm.
And so the fans are getting all over him. And then he makes a great sliding catch and then gets the game-winning RBI, and he's loved again. So of course, it can change just like that.
Game 2, that's tonight. And is that right? That can't be right. That's got to be Eastern, right? 7:38. So when I said these are all in the Eastern, so apologies. That's a 2:08 start, Phillies and Mets. This game 2 will start at 4:38 tonight. By the way, the starting pitchers in game 1 went 4 and 5 innings respectively. I know this is kind of an old man take, but I missed the days of Greg Maddux going out and twirling a 9-inning 3-hitter. Can we get some of this complete game stuff back?
It was not. He didn't go the whole distance, but it was nice to see Darvish go that long yesterday against the Dodgers.
Yes.
But yeah, it's been rare. Usually, if you're just trying to get through the lineup basically twice, it seems like now, and that's it.
You've accomplished your goal. The series really nobody's paying attention to, and maybe they should. The Guardians took out the red hot, nobody's hotter than them Detroit Tigers 7-0. That was it, man. There was that game was over before it started. And Tyler Holton, the starter for the Detroit Tigers. This isn't the type of line you want, Jason, when you're the starter. 0 innings pitched, 3 hits, 4 earned, and a walk.
And the hook.
And the hookaroo, the rest of the team combined to go 8 innings, tossing 5 hits and 3 runs. But great pitching out of the Guardians as they shut out the Tigers. And again, the Tigers are as hot or hotter than anyone else.
Yeah.
So we'll see game 2 of that tonight.
And then I think what, and I know baseball's regional and maybe it's because we're closer to it, but I think the Padres Dodgers is just great theater. It's awesome.
It's magical. It's to me, it's one of those things where we talked about it earlier. It's such a shame at this level you're doing 5-game.
Yeah.
Like, I understand the wild card.
Yeah, but this is division.
This
series
is division
now.
series.
Yeah.
Switch it to 7. Who loses there?
Right.
I wish this was, because this is arguably the most entertaining series of the postseason.
Yeah, maybe the best one that you'll even have. So you have all the storylines. You have 2 teams that don't like each other. You've got the kind of the lore and the history and all the superstars on LA. The Padres feel like the little brother, but they're trying to beat them. And they just, I don't know. You've got fans from both sides in each stadium. It's awesome. And there's an edge to it.
Fernando Tatis Jr. Has put his stamp on this series. That's for sure.
The 0-1 pitch. Tatis launches that one in the air. Deep down the left field line. It is way back and gone. A home run into the Dodger bullpen down the left field line. Fernando gets him again, and it's 1-0 here in the first.
He'd bookend that top of the 9th back up.
First pitch on the way. Fernando swings, sends it in the air to deep right center field. Edman is back. This time all he can do is watch. It's going to go. Another home run. Padres with their 6th home run of the night. Fernando with his 2nd. It is 10-1 at Dodger Stadium.
Mama, there goes that man again.
Mark Jackson. They tied the record 6 home runs in that game. Dodger fans threw some trash and baseballs on the field, which is shocking for me that happened at Dodger Stadium with Southern Cal. Jason, am I out of line for saying, And of course, it's not a sweeping statement because there's exceptions. Are Southern California sports fans the worst sports fans in America? The trashiest? And if not, can you think of a region that, like, if we were doing...
Well, what in your mind makes them that?
It's usually where you're going to see the most fights. It's usually where you're going to hear the most brash. It's usually where you're going to see the most stuff thrown on fields. Just that edge of sports fanning that, you know, is there a worse one in the country?
Like all the stuff you're saying, I'm thinking of the Philadelphia Phillies fans.
So, but would you go? I don't disagree. Would you say Philly is worse than Southern Cal? And by the way, I'd also like to combine that with here's where Southern California though is worse, because now let's throw in leaving in the 7th inning, sitting front row taking selfies at Laker games. Like, also, it's like they care and they're the trashiest, but also they don't care.
What's weird is I think you're talking about two different fan groups.
I think you kind of are too, but they're both in Southern California fandoms. Like in Philly, say what you want. Like, Philly fans are kind of trash, but they're not bandwagoners. They're not leaving in the 7th inning.
They're there.
They're
there to boo.
That's their thing, right? So I can kind of respect that, even though I hate the other stuff. I mean, they're licking dog poo, literally. Southern California, horse poo.
Yeah,
that's not happening in Southern California. They're like, yeah, I'm not done. That's not part of it.
Yeah, do they even like their team?
Too many carbs.
Too many carbs. It does make. And by the way, Fernando Tatis ain't doing a ton to, you know, there's no excuse for throwing anything on the field. Also, Fernando Tatis not helping relations between the two teams. But you know what?
That's fine.
I don't like throwing stuff on the field, but I'm talking about the jawing and the yapping and the backflipping. And there's drama.
That's part of it. Makes it more fun.
There is all of the drama in this series. 10-2, your final. The long trek down I-5 to San Diego, and that series.
You think we get more? There'll be more in this series, right? More theatrics like that on field.
There's 100% going to be a dust up.
Yeah, like they threw it to Tatis last night, which that's fine.
There is 100% going to be a dust up. 4 down territory, best and worst individual and team. We'll get to that next right here on Sacktown Sports.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by RC Willey Home Furnishings.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Monday. We're out the door to a mild start today. We'll see sun and scattered clouds around and temperatures this afternoon. Still hot, expecting daytime highs in the range of 98 to 101 degrees. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Sounds like you heard about our Mobile One giveaway. Right now, you can get a free Red Bull Racing sign when you buy 5 quarts of Mobile One motor oil. And you can enter to win a signed undershirt from F1 champion Max Verstappen. Find Mobile One at any one of our 6,300 stores or on AutoZone.com. Ends November 18th. No purchase necessary for giveaway.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
See AutoZone.com for details.
Autumn is in the air, and like the leaves, prices are falling at Harbor Freight's parking lot sale this weekend. We've got tons of products on sale, like 3-ton jacks for under $100, 5,000-watt generators, $250 off, plus dual bevel miter saws at nearly half the price of the competition. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until 10/13/24 while supplies last. So hurry in. Limitations apply.
This week at RC Willey, enjoy exclusive fall savings. Get 50, 100, or 200 off your purchase. Whether you're refreshing your bedroom, updating your kitchen, or adding warmth to your living room, RC Willey has you covered. Visit RC Willey today and fall in love with your home.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand.
That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
True fans of the game should pick up a copy of The Match, The Day the Game of Golf Changed Forever, written by Mark Frost, who also wrote The Greatest Game Ever Played. The book was published more than 10 years ago, but it tells the true story of a remarkable round of golf played by legendary professionals Ben Hogan and Byron Nelson against two of the sport's greatest amateurs, Ken Venturi and Harvey Ward. Hogan, who avoided playing with amateurs at all costs, was hoodwinked into playing by Eddie Lowry, Francis Ouimet's diminutive caddy, who at that point was a successful San Francisco businessman. The match, with its many wagers, was set to be played at Cypress Point Club, and although the exciting 18 holes unfold with each turn of a page, it's the backstory of each of the players that makes the words come alive. My friend Ken Venturi, the last survivor of that foursome, told me it was a dream match, and so good even fiction couldn't touch it. It's a fabulous read. For Golf to Go, I'm Frank LaRosa.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Just got a text from Matthew Barrows, our guest from The Athletic, Mondays at 9. Said they moved Kyle Shanahan up 8:45, which means we'd only get a sliver of Matt.
We don't want a sliver.
We don't want a sliver. We want the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
We want all of that beautiful bald head of his on our screen for all the time. So we had a choice. We could do a couple minutes with Matt. And we thought about it because, hey, fresh out of the Shanahan presser, that'd be interesting. But we'll hear that. And then we'll move Matty to tomorrow. So okay. Matt Barrows, Niners at 9. And that happens a couple times a year. Yeah. That's fine. As I was on my way up here. It's in the halls. Because tonight is the night, and I'm feeling all right. We'll be making love the whole night through.
That is my favorite Spanish song.
So good.
Like for a split second, I was like, it's not Spanish. Yes. This new Spanish station we have is
great.
They mix it.
It's nothing but hits.
It really isn't. And they'll just, like, we had Neil Diamond on randomly. Lionel. I went on a Lionel Richie run this weekend.
Lionel's great.
Lionel's great.
Outrageous.
I prefer Lionel Richie.
Lionel?
He's on the Spanish station.
Lionel Richie. I mean, look, which begs the question, is there like an American station somewhere in Mexico that's running all kinds of Spanish hits and then the occasional English song? Like, is Turnabout fair play?
Yeah, it should be.
I'm trying to think of songs that I have really loved over the years that weren't in English, because that's a thing in other countries. They love English songs.
Yeah.
Even though they don't speak it. I remember watching I was watching a clip of a Coldplay concert in like Brazil, and everyone's just singing along to Yellow. They knew every word. And I'm like, I'm not sitting here. I don't know all the lyrics to Despacito. It's Despacito. Despacito. Yeah, I don't know the words.
Didn't she share the video with us from, it was like a group in Italy?
Oh, the guy who said it sounded like an American song?
Yeah. It was like an Italian favorite American song, and it's just like, hey, yo, baby, go, yay.
It was God, what was the guy's name? But yeah, it was a song by Italian singer Adriano Celentano.
Oh, him?
Yeah, you know him.
Adriano Celentano.
And the whole point was, this is what English sounds like to us. But it's as you can hear, it's and I've always wondered, like, what does English sound like to people that don't speak English?
Right.
And here's just as we get to 4-down territory here. Here's a clip here. Kind of slaps, I'm not gonna lie.
This sounds like a Quentin Tarantino song.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
He nailed it. Also, would 100% believe this was Bob Dylan speaking English.
It's your country song.
This should be a rejoiner, dude.
I like it.
It's great. He said something. That didn't sound English.
I like that part.
All right. Let's get to
the other part. It's great, though.
Bing something. Sounds like when Eddie Murphy would do his imitation of James Brown, and he couldn't, and he just always talked to the band.
Right.
You know, there's a clip out there of Eddie Murphy on stage imitating James Brown with James Brown right next to him and the band.
Perfect.
And he breaks into song.
Nice.
All right. Enough of that. He'll get in the hot tub. He'll make you sweat. 4-down territory. Question 1.
Which individual had the best week 5 in the NFL?
Look, by the numbers, honestly, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow had 5 flipping touchdowns, Jason Ross. That's pretty darn good. Jaden Daniels' team won 34-13, but hey, not great. What individual had the best? I had a guy, and then give me Lamar Jackson. Sorry. Lamar Jackson leading the Ravens to that comeback. They've had a rough up and down year, but to come back on the road, Cincinnati. I know Cincinnati's had their issues, but my goodness gracious, give it to them, please.
That's who I wrote down. Lamar. I mean, the comeback, the highlights. He had some incredible highlights in that game, and we already knew he was great. But sometimes you just need those highlight reminders. It's like, what? Not many people in this league can do what he does. And so, to me, I wrote down Lamar Jackson as the one that had the best week 5.
You gotta wonder too, like. Take all Lamar Jackson's stats and everything he does and all that, and then put that to the side. How demoralizing is he for the defense when you have him wrapped up and then you blink and 18-yard freaking completion.
The play he shotgun fumbled the snap once, then tried to scoop it up, couldn't, then got it. He's dodging 5 people, rolling out towards the sideline, throws it for a touch. You're like, okay, who can do this?
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Maybe Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
By the way, great, interesting point from the chat. I don't disagree with this necessarily. from Aaron. Billy Ocean is the poor man's Lionel Richie.
I co-sign with that.
I got a co-sign.
Poor man.
That's no disrespect to William Ocean.
Yeah.
Frank's dad.
Sure.
I don't know.
Specifics.
Yeah. But no, man. Look, Billy Ocean had some bangers.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
By the way, I think he's still with us. Where the hell is Billy Ocean? Where's the Billy Ocean tour? Why are Billy Ocean and Peter Cetera not touring? Where are all these people?
He should only be on cruises.
That's what
on the ocean.
Dude, if they had a cruise.
Ocean on the ocean.
100%. Give me Billy Ocean, Peter Cetera, and like Eric Harmon.
Throw out Eric Harmon.
Well,
throw him overboard.
Who's the Billy Ocean / Peter Cetera adult contemporary guy? Not a Phil Collins type. Not the you know. What if you just brought in Chicago, but only new Chicago? Well, no, because then you'd have Peter Cetera and you do old stuff. I'd watch that, but give me somebody that's like not. I don't want to call it mid, but somebody who there's somebody we're missing. It's probably a girl.
Billy Ocean's too demanding.
Because he's like, get out of my dreams and get into my car.
Hey, you.
Hey.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yes, you.
Get into
Second.
Can I get in the front seat?
Get in the back seat, baby.
Second down.
Which individual had the worst week 5 in the NFL?
Michael Bolton?
I mean, Michael Bolton's probably the best one you could. Yeah.
He'd be the closer.
Who are the ones that did that Robin Hood song? Like, Sting's too big. Rod Stewart's too big. There's a third guy.
Bryan Adams?
Bryan Adams. Why not? Is he too big?
He's pretty big, but so is Billy Ocean.
Yeah, I feel like they're in the Bryan Adams, Billy Ocean, and
Richard Marx.
That's it. That is 100%, and they're only allowed to do 5 songs each. That's a 15-song set.
Right, that's a good show.
And they all get like a huge suite on the cruise and $10,000. Why would they turn that down? The adult contemporary cruise.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Let's go. That would be a great KHTK event. Do like a river cruise.
You and Chris on the cruise again together.
100%. By the way, what kind of sound does the horn make in that song? Anyone? Beep beep. Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to join in. Deshaun Watson sucked. Deshaun Watson. Some might say it's karma. Others might say it's just he's lame. Now look, on the surface, 15-28. He had a touchdown.
Boo.
Remember I was telling you how Brock Purdy's QBR was in the high 30s, and that was terrible? Deshaun Watson's QBR was 8.5.
Woof.
Yeah, not great. The Browns are 1-4. Woof, woof. No meow in there. He had a terrible, and he's had a terrible time.
I had written down Watson, but I'll give you a couple others. How about Moody? I mean, that's unfortunate. The injury, what it means to the team, him getting hurt in the yesterday also kind of dictated the terms of the game. But also Aaron Rodgers. Look, he was kind of the guy to save the Jets. And he wasn't awful, but he wasn't great. And they're 2-3, and I don't know. There's probably some questions about the Jets going like, look, we thought we got a guy that's Hall of Fame material that's going to make this franchise different, and it hasn't looked different.
Has not looked different. It's looked differently terrible.
Yeah.
4th down.
They're down.
Oh, yeah, 3rd down. I was just looking ahead.
Yeah.
Which team had the best week 5 in the NFL?
I'm going to go a little off the rails here because I know I acknowledge there's better choices. Give me the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
They're 3-2.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is starting to look, like he belongs in the NFL. They're doing some things here and there. Look, they beat the Panthers at Soldier Field. Let's not all start showering together, but I'm just saying the Bears are 3-2, and their only losses are the Colts and the Texans. I think Jacksonville this next week. Jacksonville coming off that was kind of a wild game. That'll be very interesting. But good for Chicago. Good for Matt Emmerich, loosen the beard.
I'm going to go with another team that's playing a rookie quarterback, and it's the Commanders.
Yeah, that's
I know the Browns aren't amazing. We just kind of talked about them, but there's 4 teams in the league that have 4 wins or 5. at this point. That's it. Only 4 teams. And the Chiefs are one of them. They play tonight. The Texans, they were a playoff team a year ago. They're 4-1. The Vikings surprising everybody at 5-0. But the Commanders, 4-1, and they got a rookie QB that's playing great. They've been a nice story. So I'm going to say the Commanders kept keeping it going yesterday. I give them my love right here for that best team of the week.
We're really important here. Bob Seger? I just don't, not really ballady.
Yeah.
Chris Isaac had one song. Yeah, get out of here. Wicked Game. And then what? What are we doing with Chris Isaac? Wicked Game, and every other song is not Wicked Game. 4th down.
Which team had the worst week 5 in the NFL?
I thought about giving this to the Raiders. The Raiders just got punked. They were up 10-0 and completely fell apart, plus Devontae Adams, plus all this other crap going on. But I'm not talking garbage here. Expectations ain't exactly high for the Raiders. I'm going to give it to the 49ers. They lose Jake Moody. You're 2-3. You just got beat at home by a team that lost 41-14 to the Commanders the week before. That's bad. So all bias aside, I think they had the worst week.
I'm with you. The other one I'm going to add, I'll give another nod to the Bills. The way they executed at the end of that game, I like when teams are aggressive. They just kept throwing from the end zone, and ultimately they had to punt, gave the ball back to the Texans. They got a couple chances, then kicked a long field goal.
That clock management
it was awful.
Horrific.
And they set themselves up for that. So what a swing. They would have been 4-1. Now they're 3-2. Still a good team, but Bills take the nod there for me.
Since the Bills after week 3 jumped up to number 1 in me power rankings, they are now 0-2. Well, who's not 0-2? Sac State, as their Big Sky home opener is this Saturday. They need you there to cheer them on. Stingers all the way up, please, as they drive towards what would hopefully be the Pac-12. They need everybody up there. So hit up the whole Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now, looking for caller number.
Let's go with 4.
Let's go with 4 to win the family 4-pack to check out Sac State versus Eastern Stupid Washington this Saturday. Caller number 4 at 1-800-920-1140. Don't forget Christopher Lodd's Spooky Story Time for Six Flags tickets coming up in about an hour. We'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot, who's not? Let's go streaking and more right after this.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
Going deep down the sideline for Ayu. He's got it, and he's gone. 10, 5, touchdown! San Francisco! Ayu is on fire!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
For 76 years, the Keys family from Naturewood Home Furnishings has been serving families just like yours and mine. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. The Naturewood team takes great pride and significant effort to offer Northern California families a vast selection of home furnishings, most of which are made right here in this country. The kitchen table, which we purchased so many years ago, speaks to the enduring quality of the Naturewood product lines. We treasure memories made seated around that table with family and friends for birthday celebrations, school projects, and many late-night meals when the day just got away from us. Naturewood has provided thousands with home furnishings that not only last for generations, but also lead to everlasting memories of cherished times. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings now during their 76th anniversary sale and get started making your own brand of memories. Meet the Keys family at Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Don't let summer energy slip away. Live the active life you love year-round with a personally fit arch support system from the Good Feet store. Precision engineered to support all 4 arches. Good Feet puts your feet in a more ideal, comfortable, and pain-free position. And Good Feet arch supports are now HSA and FSA eligible. Book a free fitting at goodfeet.com or come in and get a free pair of OS First Performance socks. Free. Normally a $25 value at the Good Feet store.
When an overwhelmed injury victim calls Ashton or Price, we immediately remove their legal burden and introduce them to the very best medical care in the region. They focus on their health and we handle all the rest. When they reach the end of their medical journey and are reunited with happiness and hope, We unleash our decades of legal experience to obtain maximum compensation. We are real, local, experienced litigators and snappy dressers, too. Consultation's free, and there's never a fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who's hot?
The San Diego Padres. They beat the Dodgers 10-2 to tie the series 1-1. Padres hit 6 home runs in yesterday's game, which is a new MLB postseason record.
That's pretty good. I mean, that's really good. What a great game. I mean, it wasn't a great game, but it was the most exciting 10-2 game maybe I've seen in a long time. We'll put it that way. Who's not?
Florida State football.
I mean, seriously, really? Why? Why do that?
Is he wrong?
Why, you may ask?
Yeah, why? You may ask.
FSU lost 29-13 on Saturday to go 1-5 for the season. They had only 250 total yards on the night, which is the norm for them as of right now. It was their 8th straight game of being held to less than 300 yards of total offense, which is the longest streak by a power conference team since Tennessee in 2008, who had 9 straight.
FSU.
More like FSPU.
More like take the S out and leave the other 2 letters and what they stand for, and that's what I think of you.
UF?
He helped a Korean air flight attendants pacify an unruly, intoxicated passenger while they were going from Hanoi to Seoul, even providing photographic evidence of the incident. Korean Air afterwards made a statement saying they'll respond more assertively to similar situations in the future.
Nice catch, Blanco Nino.
I think the KHTK Sacramento River Cruise, starring Peter Cetera, Richard Marks, and who?
Billy Ocean.
Thank you. And the whole thing started with Billy Ocean. We could probably.
Oh my gosh, you're just lame.
I think
Brian Adams.
Brian Adams probably too expensive.
Oh wow.
I'm just
Billy
saying.
Ocean's not.
I mean, Billy Ocean's 74.
Okay.
What's he gonna do? Yeah, man, quick. Hey, you! Get into my my walker. Walker. What do you have? Caribbean Queen. Get out of my. Oh, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Yeah, he could probably still do that one.
Suddenly.
Oh, that's right. That's the ballad.
Yeah.
That's the ballad. He is a poor man's Lionel Richie.
That's where it all started.
And you know what we would be doing on this cruise if it ever happened?
What's that?
We'd be streaking.
Yeah, we would.
Let's go streaking.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking.
Suddenly,
let's see, Carmichael Dave, you were at 2 in our playoff streak.
international pick for me. I was in Mexico when I
That's
sent
true.
this to you.
Let's see. I had 1 and Chris was at 0. Playoff streak.
Loser.
Let me see.
What a loser.
I forgot what you sent.
Oh, I could go back and look.
Wasn't it Whit?
Yeah, I think it was. It was
Okay.
Bobby
That's right.
Whit Jr.
And Bobby Whit Jr. on Saturday got up 5 times. He went 0 for 5.
Oh, you suck.
Internationally, it was tough.
It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
Someone suggested, Curtis suggested Neil Diamond. First off, I think Neil has Parkinson's, I believe, but also way too big.
Too many hits.
Way too many hits.
A lot of those guys have a lot of hits, too.
I'm not saying they don't, but Neil Diamond is a generational icon. What Billy Ocean song are they singing at baseball games every 7th inning?
I would love if they replaced Sweet Caroline
With
Billy Ocean.
With which one would it be though?
Caribbean
Queen?
I like it.
Caribbean Queen?
It's just got such a flow at a baseball game.
It really does.
Yeah.
Caribbean Queen, just that scream 7th inning stretch. All right, how'd you do?
I was at 1, and
you are.
Juan Soto, the New York Yankees. He got up 5 times. He got 3 hits.
Oh my God!
So I'm at 2, and Chris was at 0. He picked Iglesias from the Mets. That's his go-to guy.
Julio.
1 for 4. So he's at 1.
So is that right? Everybody's streaking but moi?
Correct.
Okay, that's fine. Well, guess what? That ends today.
Yeah.
As I am taking, I got to do it. He never lets me down. Give me Bobby Witt Jr.
Okay, I'm going to take Anthony Volpe of the New York Yankees.
Volpe, how's your Volpe?
Give me the Kwan. Stephen Kwan.
Stephen Kwan. All right. We're set.
We are all set.
We will take a break. Now, normally, we would be doing Matt Barrows here at 9 a.m. for Niners at 9. But again,
he's been moved to tomorrow.
He's been moved to tomorrow because of the Kyle Shanahan presser, which is going on right now. So when we come back, let's talk. Let's spend the entire segment on LeBron James and his son Bronny and how they shared the basketball court last night. Let's talk about what that means for the NBA, how it will affect LeBron's legacy, and what we should expect out of Bronny James. And did he earn his spot on the Lakers? See, that's a total clickbait tease. We're not doing any of that. We will go around the sports world, though. We've got audio for you and more, and I'm sure we'll break into another Billy Ocean conversation next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Get ready to hit the gas on the best power tool deals of the year at Fastener's Tool Outlet. We're revving up the savings with our full throttle one-day DeWalt sale in Sacramento on October 12th only. We are slashing prices on a huge selection of DeWalt power tools like cordless drills, saws, combo kits, and more at costs you won't believe. Get better tools for better prices only at Fasteners Inc., Sacramento's top destination for DeWalt tools. Again, that's October 12th only on Power and Road. For more info, go to fastenersinc.net.
When it comes to fighting for families and protecting kids, no one works harder than our Assemblyman, Josh Hoover. A member of the Bipartisan Problem Solvers Caucus, Hoover has worked across party lines and proposed tougher penalties for fentanyl crimes, stricter sentences for drug trafficking near schools, and RILA's law to make sure anyone who abuses a child is held accountable. A former school board member, Josh has fought to support school police officers, prohibit homeless encampments near schools, and increase funding for school facilities. Josh Hoover knows that families have been paying more for everything from gas and groceries to utilities and insurance. In the Assembly, Josh is working to provide relief to families, reduce the cost of housing, and stop Gavin Newsom from raising gas prices even more next year. Josh Hoover is making a difference for our families, our community, and our future. Our voice, our Assemblyman, Josh Hoover.
Paid for by Hoover for Assembly 2024.
Don't you deserve healthcare you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans, made for California, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Fall's right around the corner, and there's no better way to experience nature and everything that Northern California has to offer than in a Jeep. And right now, it's Jeep Adventure Days at Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. And they've got the deals and selection for you. From sales to service, they're going to prove to you why they deserve your business. Their GM, Chuck Dean, he has this talent of not only getting you the best deal in town, but he also is able to build an inventory that other dealers are jealous of. SacSuperstore.com and located off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
The entire Tigers 26-man roster for the wild card was a grand total of $18.8 million.
Their roster salary?
The Tigers 26-man world wild card roster, $18.8 million.
Wow.
That's insane.
That is.
You're looking at something, what?
No, obviously there's something else I just got sent. There's nothing for the show related.
By the way, Josh Hader makes $19 million.
One.
And I was having that conversation. I was having a really good sports conversation over the weekend with a friend down in Old Mexico, and we were talking about baseball specifically and how the it's just. I want to be fair. I'm equally as pissy at the teams like the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Giants, my Giants, and what they spend. But I'm also pissy at the A's and the other teams. Like, why do we not have I got a couple of questions we were going over. Number one, why do we not have like a legit, not only put a cap, but then to get the play? This is how easy it is if you're the commissioner. Here's a hard cap, okay? And it's going to be based on XYZ PDQ like the NBA. NBA does it really well. But there's also, and then the Player Association will be like, you're limiting what we make. No, hold on. We're also going to offer a floor. And that floor is going to be significantly higher. And if you choose to go below the floor, that's cool. Then we're going to take the difference and we're going to distribute that to the other teams. So if the floor is $80 million, and your anytime your salaries dip below 80, cool. If you're at 70 million, that's red. You're still paying 80. It's just that 10 million is being split amongst the other owners. Go ahead. What is pushback on?
Sure.
Me? What is the downside?
Well, here's the first pushback I would have. I think you're equating the money spent as that Nets results.
That's the next subject I'm going to get to.
Because 9 of the last 10
you're right,
have been different champions. There's only been one repeat, and it's Houston in the last 10 years. And there's a Royals in there. There's a Dodgers in there. There's no Yankees. Houston, Nationals. Who else has won in this? Rangers.
If I were to tell you, though, that overall the higher spending teams are generally,
I would believe
far
that.
more. Now, that was the other conversation we got into, especially in baseball, but I think this should apply to all sports, Jason. Wins, hits, three-pointers, losses. There are so many. We could sit here and do the whole segment on 1,000 statistics in sports. There is a readily available statistic that I think should be far more in the zeitgeist. And I'm not going to say it doesn't exist because I guarantee you some nerd with a website, and I say that with love, did this or has done this. Why do we not have a readily available stat that we all know, basically, year on year? Team salary, wins, number. In other words, the New York Yankees spent, I know they spent almost $100 million on salary, and they won 100 games. That means that they have it's not 1-to-1, but you get my point, ratio of dollars spent to wins. Why do we not have that available for all teams in all sports? Why is there not a section? I think that would be fascinating to look at over the years, because you're anecdotally providing evidence. I'm anecdotally providing evidence. Why do we not have the Tampa Bay Rays, though they haven't won the World Series, actually average a full 3.2 more wins per dollar spent than any other team in baseball? Yes, Chris.
An interesting thing that someone's been doing in England is showing how much the average fan attending a game pays for each win.
I mean, that's honestly a great number too.
Yeah.
What are you paying now? Now there can be, because we've seen like the ESPN value franchise rankings, and one of those is value. So like they take into account success of the team, but also amenities at the stadium, food prices, blah, 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 blah. So I think that goes to fan experience. Well, what are you paying and what are you getting back? But I don't understand why we don't have more. I would love to know, for example, when you go to Major League Baseball and you go, okay, well, the A's didn't do very well, right? The A's had kind of a crappy year this year, but the A's spent $63 million on payroll this year. And
where does that rank?
Right, and where does that rank when you look at what the A's ended up doing this season, wins and losses? They won 69 games and they spent $63 million. That's over and again, I know it's not one win per dollar. I know it's not that, but they'd be over 69-63.
What were the A's at 63 million?
What were they as far as wins?
No, top 30 in
they were dead last.
They were 30.
They were dead last.
What's 29th?
29th, the Pittsburgh Pirates, $85 million,
18 more.
76
or 22
wins.
more.
Right. The New York Yankees, number one, $318 million. The Yankees won 94 games. So that's a little over $3, about $3.50 or $35, whatever the number is. I should figure it out, for every win. So dollar for dollar, the A's were incredibly better than the Yankees as far as value goes. The top teams, the Dodgers, Phillies, Yankees. Okay, that's top three in wins. And you've got New York at number 2, the Yankees, the Phillies at number 4, the Dodgers at 5. So the top 3 teams in wins this year were 3 of the top 5. Whereas, let's see, the Brewers had the 4th most wins in the league this year at 93 million. The Brewers spent 115 million.
Wow.
So even they're to be even or less in dollars spent than win total is almost unheard of, right? Like it doesn't happen. I'm pretty sure the A's are the only team in the league to do that. Tampa Bay had spent $88 million. They're next to Pittsburgh. Miami spent 97. Even Detroit, the Tigers spent $98 million. I think numbers like that put into account, number one, just how good the A's were this year considering. And then number two, just how much better money doesn't automatically equate to wins. But it helps. The Giants spent $207 million this year for 80 wins.
So if you could have known that before the year as the Giants, like, hey, you're going to win 80, then I'd rather have spent about $100 million.
I would much rather have spent $100 million, but only if, and when you think about that, $100 million, well, that's Shohei Ohtani and I think Aaron Judge for a year combined. It's an interesting way to look at it, that like you don't always get what you pay for,
right?
But you mostly do. And you can apply the same thing now. The NBA and the NFL both have it far better than baseball does.
Yeah, but it's interesting. Do you feel like it evens the playing field
in baseball?
Just overall, with the caps in those other leagues, is it more even?
It's interesting because I do think the NFL it is. The NFL has pretty tremendous, even though the Chiefs are dynastic.
Yeah,
but
we had the Chiefs and the Patriots in this time,
right?
And in basketball, really, you just came off the Warriors and Cavs getting there all the time. And yet, here's baseball without one. In 10 years, there's been 9 different champions.
So we're talking about, it's interesting though, because we're talking about top of the pots. But I think the difference is in the margins. I think in football, every year we're doing, 4 teams finished last year. Right. That'll make the playoffs. In the NBA, it's a little bit different though, because one player represents 20% of your entire roster on the floor.
Right.
It's much more, you can have one super duper star in the NBA and you're going to probably do pretty well. That doesn't always work. It certainly doesn't work in baseball.
Right.
And
you need more than that.
And same thing in football, unless it's a quarterback. And even then you got to work on some stuff. As we go to break, the third thing we were talking about was kind of a wide ranging nerd conversation was, and I brought this up before. Here's another common sense thing that, again, I'd ask you to push back on. In the NBA, for example, where there is a salary cap, you have a player that is trying to choose between playing for the Sacramento Kings and the Orlando Magic. And they're both offering a 5-year, $120 million deal. Going to Florida, that person is going to make millions and millions more in money as opposed to in Cheetos? Yeah, millions more because there's no state tax. Just like there's no state tax in Texas, just like there's no state tax in Nevada, which will soon have the Vegas team. Why is there not an adjustment baked into the salary cap, evening out all state taxes? It's mathematics, but it wouldn't be hard, Jason. If California has I'm just using the easy numbers. If California has a 10% state tax and the salary cap is $100 million, well, then why isn't the salary cap $110 million for California teams? They can't control the state tax. It's not a competitive advantage.
Yeah. Well, then I think we'd have to really get into the weeds of it. And I don't know the answer to this, so I might be speaking out of turn. But sometimes then, can you claim other states as your residence? You're working in other states too. Like there's a lot of different.
You can, and it's a good conversation because you have to pay a jock tax. So, for example, when Florida player plays in California, they've got to pay a certain amount of their taxes to California. But there is a mathematics to figure that out based on 41 home games. Anyways, all right, we'll take a break. When we come back, week 5 in the National Football League, we'll break that down, including many on the chat will be happy or not happy. I don't know to hear. We'll talk about the Raiders, Broncos as well. But first, it's the NBA preseason, Jason. I have some audio from yesteryear that I think might get you in the mood. We'll do that next.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for 3, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Model year-end pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the model year-end event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Do you have old baseball cards and sports memorabilia from the 50s and 60s collecting dust in your closet? They could be very valuable in any condition. Find out at the Sports Cards Roadshow. We'll be in the Sacramento area to evaluate your old and modern sports cards. Visit sportscardsroadshow.com today to schedule your appointment. Ask about your free on-site sports card evaluation. For large vintage and modern collections, we can come to you. Skip the garage sale. Sports Cards Roadshow is buying. Call 1-800-560-3272 today or visit sportscardsroadshow.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
There's Shaq. Gets the flannel PJ look. He's in. Who's going to tell him it's not? Here comes the excitement. Oh, look at this. Rick Fox elbowing down Christie. Christie gets up. PJ, look what happened. Oh, Fox pushes Christie, and Christie punches in the face. And this is the preseason. Need I remind you? Obviously, the heated feelings carrying over from the postseason a year ago. We need to see another look. Do-over right now. Rick Fox getting in the face, elbowing Christie. Christie wastes no time getting up, flipping the ball even at Fox, and then Fox pushes Christie, and Christie pushes Fox right there in the face. Guess what happens to those two? They'd be gone, but everyone would get into the mad mix. Christie, Fox would resume their fight in the tunnel. Like we knew that was going to happen. And then everyone gets involved. I mean, the entire Kings bench comes out to join this mess. And look who's there. Do you notice as soon as Shaquille gets involved, everyone sort of backs away? Watch his PJs. Yeah, watch his toe. Nobody step on his toe. At least you know he's not going to kick anybody. Look at Vlade putting up his fist with Shaq. An incredible scene again. And look, there it is. The Kings bench empty. What about the Lakers bench? Still on the floor, looking puzzled. Kings return to booze, of course.
Oh, shout out Joe Nolan in the middle of the whole thing. King security guy. Who's
doing his job.
Big in his own right, but you got to stand in between Shaq and
And Vlade.
By the way, Doug was getting his licks in. Did we ever figure out, was that him and Fox or was that him and somebody else? I couldn't.
No, I think it was him and Fox.
Back in the, he was, he was getting in there.
And if you get a chance, check out our guy Mike Carmichael's breakdown of that fight.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, very, very well done. Also, as we get to the NFL, just want to shout out Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, who's doing a great job as he's doing a great job. I'm enjoying him as an analyst. Okay. And he's 72 years old.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I'm not enjoying. Pictures of him and his 23-year-old girlfriend. Can we just say, and by the way, I'll give you another one whose music I very much enjoy, but I'm also not good with 61-year-old Anthony Kiedis of the Red Hot Chili Peppers rolling around with his 18-year-old girlfriend. I understand. It's legal. It's legal. They're not breaking any laws. But can we normalize that that's gross? Like, it's gross. I'm sorry, dude. That's gross.
Gross.
It is. You're not breaking any laws. But Broseph, you were 50 when she was born. You were 50 when she was born. Is that pedophilistic? No. Is it gross? Yes. Dude, come on, man. Stop dating girls that were born when you were 50, please. Then you should be shamed. Like, hey, Bill, you're gross. You have a 23-year-old girlfriend, Bill. Oh, but they're happy. How are they happy?
Why can't they be happy?
What are they talking about? What's the conversation?
Well, I mean, like, you can say that about literally every woman with Bill Belichick.
I mean,
she's breaking down plays.
Breaking plays down.
Yeah.
What do you think Bill's saying when she's like, hey, Bill, have you heard the new Dua Lipa album? He thinks Dua Lipa is a linebacker out of Ohio State.
I think he started at Miami of Ohio.
Yeah.
Oh, have you guys been watching the Aaron Hernandez show?
No,
I've been.
It's like the SNL thing. I've been seeing clips. I just saw the one where Belichick told everyone to draft him.
Belichick actor.
It's just not comfortable. I don't like that show.
And the dude that's playing him running routes. Oh,
yeah, yeah. It's not. I'm just saying, man. Can we just stop with that? Like, does anybody? I guess freedom of whatever. But like
freedom of whatever.
I mean,
did you see Anthony Kiedis' new girlfriend?
I just said that. You were on the phone. Sorry. No, it's fine. But yeah, he's 61. She's 18.
He's 61.
He's 61.
No, she's not 18. She's 19.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Oh, that's okay.
Like, what are we doing now? Anthony Kiedis is a dirtbag. Like, he's just a dirtbag. But I don't mind. You can be a dirtbag, a legal dirtbag, and he's legal. It's fine. I don't know. Can we? I wouldn't mind. I don't want there to be a law, but can we just normalize like 20 years and that?
Wasn't there? I thought I had heard.
I believe the rule is half your age plus 7.
That's the one.
Is that it?
Yeah. So if he's, what did you say he was? 70 what?
He's Bill's 72.
So it could be 43 and above for him.
Yeah, right. That's fine. I'd even go as low as 40.
Okay.
If Bill Belichick's dating a 40, you're like, good for you. Like, then I'm like, hey, because I know there's a lot of people out there that are like 23. Good for you, Bill. Like, really?
Yeah, I think it's half your age plus 7.
6 years ago, she was living at home in her room filled with Taylor Swift and
waiting for graduation
Bananarama
from high
pictures.
school.
Right.
To be fair, there's quite a few 40-year-olds with the same thing right now.
Bananarama for sure.
Bananarama. It's Cruel Summer.
Banger.
Bangarang. All right. I'm sorry. I just saw that during the break, and it's totally gross. All right. Those Raiders.
Which Raiders?
Those Raiders. Those Raiders. Yeah.
Trade Adams. Start fresh.
Seriously, dude. And again, what? Did you ever see History of the World Part 1?
Of course.
Okay, remember when they rolled up they called it the Mighty Joint?
Yes.
Is that what Mark Davis was smoking when he hired Tom Telesco, and then Telesco by like if Tom Telesco, if the GM's the son of the owner, then the grandson is Luke Getsy. Like, what are you doing? Why did anyone like who saw what Luke Getsy did with the Bears and Justin Fields last year and went, our
maybe the Raiders when they were there and Chicago beat him and.
Like, what are we doing? Yeah, man. So let's take let's take maybe the worst offensive coordinator in the league. And I know, let's pair him up with an offense that has some really good pieces, but absolutely no quarterback whatsoever. There's a reason why Gardner Minshew's been on like 9 teams in 4 years. Yeah, and we know Devontae Adams is already pissy. Let's piss him off more. Let's let Josh Jacobs go. Well, how's the defense? Defense is great. They'll carry us. Yeah, let's do that. And then instead of Cliff Kingsbury, because Cliff Kingsbury wanted a supply of Uncrustables in the freezer. That was too much. Hey, you know what else? The Chicago Bears are basically offering Justin Fields up for a couple of Pokemon cards.
Right.
No, because we've got Luke Getsy now, and they didn't work together. So let's choose Luke Getsy, let Fields go, and let's go with Minshew. And you know who's going to back him up? Aiden O'Connell.
We'll be ready.
We're ready.
AFC West, take it by storm.
I mean, the defense didn't have the best days yesterday, but to me, the Raiders defense is a playoff defense. That is a team that if your offense is good enough, you're going to be fine in the playoffs. So it's an opportunistic defense with a really good stud, Max Crosby. And the kid Bowers is amazing. I don't know how I feel about Zamir White yet. He hasn't had a great year, but also, like, there's no reason to not load the box against the Raiders, especially with Devontae Adams out. I look, if the Raiders just absolutely sucked, I have no problems. It's fun to make fun of the Raiders and Raider fans. Of course it is. It's like a second sport. But it upsets me as a football fan because I acknowledge that the NFL is better when the Raiders are good. They're one of those teams. The NFL is better when they're good. And this isn't the Raiders suck. It's the Raiders suck, but they didn't need to suck. It was an avoidable sucking, which was a great 80s band.
Oh, yeah. Really good.
Yeah.
They could be on the cruise.
I don't know, Jason. Am I off there? I feel like these were unforced errors.
Yeah. That has been. That's the way the organization has been run. It's continued that way. And I don't know if and when it'll get better. And certainly without a quarterback, it's not going to.
Man, I love your idea. I mean, dude, do you call Minnesota? And do you say, hey, give us what's his face and
McCarthy? Someone even mentioned on the text on YouTube, I think it was Friday, which made some sense for Thursday, about doing the same with Atlanta. Michael Penix, another guy they were probably targeting. They're playing Cousins. Cousins is the guy.
You're getting off of Devontae. I mean, their whole thing, it sounds like, is that because I read something yesterday, the Raiders are heavily scouting college and quarterbacks.
Sure.
Blah, blah, blah. Dude, you wanted Penix last year. You get off of Adams' salary next year anyways. That frees up a bunch of room. On top of that, because you're not getting a load for Devontae Adams, because he's owed a bunch of money next year.
Right.
It's a rental almost certainly unless he renegotiates and extends, and he's going to be 32 in, I think, December. Get your quarterback now. And I love your idea about Penix, to be honest with you, if Atlanta would do it. What? Penix going to take over for Kirk Cousins next year? Doubtful. You going the Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love route? Doubtful. Then again, is Atlanta still burnt because they've traded backup quarterbacks before that went on to have pretty good careers, Brett Favre?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I say this with a decent amount of confidence. No joke. I think if you'd have given me the Raiders GM job last year, I think I would do a better job than Tom Telesco. I truly do. I would surround myself with really good, highly recommended scouts, and I would not have hired Luke Getsy, and I would have brought in a quarterback. And I would trade Devontae Adams for one of those quarterbacks, especially Penix, because you can throw him in right now and have fun. I understand with McCarthy, you can't. You got to wait.
But Penix should be ready to go.
Right. Save your draft capital next year. You're going to have a good pick. Build and go. We'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch, and we will recap the 6 pick. Or the pick 6. Because as we enter the final half hour, Jason, I find myself on a Monday energetic.
Good.
I've got Monday energy, baby. Probably thanks to my good friends at American Energy Heating and Air.
Oh, they call that Big Dave Energy?
Seriously. Okay, we got to do something here. Big Dave Energy. Speaking of D's, Dennis in the chat. I'm looking at the chat. It's literally all Dennis except for 2 Jameses and a Beeman. Dennis, I don't want to do this, brother. I know you're passionate, but I'm gonna have to give you a timeout. I gotta protect the other chatters, man. I really do. You can't just roll in and have 900 3-word run of consciousness, stream of consciousness. You gotta budget your text, dude. Dennis, I'm gonna tell you what, we have 30 minutes left in the show. Did you already do it?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna say he gets 10 more texts.
Oh.
So is it Dennis free for the remainder?
No, just for 5 minutes.
5 minute time. 5 minute timeout, Dennis. But I'll tell you what, it's a lot longer of a timeout there if it's cold out there this fall and your heater ain't working. All right. I should say your heater is not working. I know there's kids listening. And that's where my friends in American Energy Heating Air come in with their $49 safety and tune-up. Safety inspection and tune-up, that is. That's regularly $119. They've got you covered. They always have you covered. Not only are they your second opinion partner, but if you need a brand new unit, half off. Half off! What more do you want? 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 at AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy makes the uncomfortable comfortable. All right, when we come back, what to watch, we'll recap the pick 6 next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Monday. We're out the door to a mild start today. We'll see sun and scattered clouds around and temperatures this afternoon. Still hot, expecting daytime highs in the range of 98 to 101 degrees. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
DC here, and if you've been thinking about a new car, you gotta see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia. You can always count on low payments and zero down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's grape.
Try new Dayquil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body?
Huh?
That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you. Lightning and the thunder. Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, Feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know? It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
All right, so Chris, I believe it is that time for Christopher Law's Spooky Story Time, presented by Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. Do tell, what is going on here?
Oh, I think at first we need an open, right?
Oh, we have an open?
We do. We had an open for the old story time, so this one's a little bit more Halloween-y.
Okay. Halloweeny.
We interrupt this program for an important announcement.
It's that time of the day where Christopher Law gives you the stories that you need to hear. Or maybe not. It's story time.
Halloween. We have production for this?
We've always had production for us.
I don't listen. All right.
What's your spooky story?
What's your spooky story, Christopher?
Well, this comes courtesy of WSB TV in Atlanta.
SBD TV, that's funny.
What is the scariest doctor that you can consider visiting?
A gynecologist.
Feel good.
Strangelove? I don't even know what he did. Doctor Who?
That's correct. The dentist.
Oh.
But would it be less scary to visit Atlanta's top veneer specialist? Well, it should be.
Why?
Especially since there's no such thing legally as a veneer specialist or a veneer technician. Brandon Dillard is being charged with practicing dentistry and medicine for years without a license. Fulton County Deputy District Attorney Will Wooten said Brandon Dillard is not a dentist. He's never been a dentist. And as much as he may want to play one on Instagram, he is not one. Dillard, who is being charged with 8 felonies, including practicing dentistry without a license, practicing medicine without a license, and theft by deception. Not only was he practicing medicine without a license, he also is accused for charging more than $6,000 for holding training sessions for people across the county in how to install, I guess, veneers.
Yeah.
Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis says
Fannie.
They are looking for people who paid for training to come forward. She is not interested in prosecuting those people, but interested in stopping this work and finding out who they are because they are also victims. Now, while they are victims, Willis said if they continue to practice without a license, they will also be criminally charged as well. And just a note, if you're ever getting veneers, the person has to have a degree in dental medicine.
I mean, have we seen his work? Do we know he's bad?
Just not
a license.
Legally licensed.
Veneer installer.
Well, dentists from out of state said they were concerned about their patients who had received services from that location and were causing long-term effects and damages.
Let me tell you something. I think the dentist should get paid a lot of money because there's a lot of gross mouths. And imagine just like people aren't coming to you. I mean, I get like people who have great teeth and take care of everything and they're getting like cleanups. But generally the people that do that are the assistants, right? The dental assistant does the cleaning and then the dentist comes in and goes, everything looks great, Johnny. And that'll be $500.
Okay.
But the dentist is the one that's like doing the cavities and the stuff and the cleaning, open your mouth. Oh my God. Like the dentist has to do, there's random old food in there. Just the breath stinks, all this crap, right? So I'm all for that. Like, I feel like dentistry, you deserve to get paid, but my God, like for my kids, I know nobody's like, I want to be a dentist when I grow up, but you want to pretty much guarantee yourself you're going to live in a nice house and drive a nice car and never worry about money. It's dentistry, man. Be a dentist.
That elf that was friends with Rudolph wanted to be a dentist.
Is that so?
Yeah.
How'd that work out?
I think he became a dentist.
I think he did too. And see, Elf's living fine. Elf's got a vacation home in the ocean. And by the way, there's never a dentist recession. You can charge whatever you want. Insurance is going to pay whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of recession proof.
It is recession proof. Every day, the dentist stuff, it's like I do a bunch of dentist stuff because my mouth's crap. I take good care of it. It just looks like a grenade exploded. And I go in there all the time. And I was just saying this the other week. I had what was it, like 2 checkups and a cleaning and then a deep cleaning and all that. And just what I'm paying out of pocket, I can't imagine what the insurance companies are paying. So kids out there, what you want to get, that's when I start telling people, hey, Dave, I've been listening to your show forever, man. I really like what you're doing. You can Jason kick butt. Chris is okay. I would like to get into sports radio. I think that's going to be, instead of my answer just straight up being no, like dumb idea, kid, go be a dentist.
World needs plenty of dentists.
We do.
Yes. You can try, you can open up dentist offices and wherever. You can go, you want to go to Canada, Mexico, Bolivia, I don't know, Brazil. I'm sure there's better places to be. You know where I wouldn't want to be a dentist? England. My God. Being a dentist in England, that you need hazard pay. I don't know what the hell the deal is over
You don't know
there.
what you're going to see in there.
I look like I'm a toothpaste model over there. I feel it on, like, I'm like, these are my people. I don't know what it is. It the water?
You don't know what it is?
Is it inbreeding?
Yes.
I knew you were going to say that. All right. So that's Chris Verlotte's Spooky Story Time, presented by Six Flags Discovery. We're looking for caller number
2.
That's Dose.
Or is that Boo?
Oh, Boo 2. Just go, hey, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
Boo-hoo.
Don't cry. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who? Is there an Alan here? No. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Atch.
Atch who?
Bless you. Nailing it, dude. Looking for caller number 2 to score a pair of passes to check out Fright Fest at Discovery Kingdom, open now through November 3rd, because if it was open through October 3rd.
And make sure to be the fright caller.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Me.
Me who?
It's me.
What?
I'm at the door.
Oh.
Let me in.
Well, that's not funny. Jeez.
You laughed.
Dennis is mad he got put on a timeout. He said, there's nobody chatting. Dennis, everyone's chatting. It's a conversation. I want you to think about it in real life.
Let him fill the space.
Like, Jason and I talk for 4 hours, and it's a back and forth. There's not a lot of dead air, because that would be weird. But we're having a conversation.
Right.
Now, imagine if we're having a conversation, just a nice, normal conversation, and all of a sudden you come in acting like a methed out coffee bean freak, whatever guy, and you're just like, what about this? And then the thing, and then the other thing, and then over there, and then I had the thing, and then what? And then here. Like, love you, glad you're listening, love that you're chatting. Excited that you're going to be here for Jason talking about Gonzalez Law in a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But, brother,
simmer down.
Budget the words.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Because everybody else, then they don't want to chat because it's like trying to jump on a merry-go-round going 100,000 miles an hour. All right. Saints Chiefs tonight. Looking forward to this. I know Raider fan doesn't want to hear this, but Jason, aren't the Raiders? Well, I know it's a salary thing, but I just wonder if there's any Raider fans out there that are like, God, I kind of miss Derek Carr.
Well, yeah, this year specifically,
Yeah.
sure.
But I get, like, they wouldn't have had money to do some other stuff. It's not fair. Tigers at Guardians tonight. Royals at Yankees. Both Cleveland and New York up 1-0. And there's a lot of sports on it. It's good sports night. It's good sports Monday.
We're in the peak.
Pick six.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Chris Verlotte's Spooky Stories and Discovery Kingdom. Jason, Not sure how we did, but I know it probably wasn't all that great.
You submitted picks via another country.
Yeah, I was in Mexico. International picks.
We asked on Friday who would be the first 49er to score. Dave, you ended up saying Moody. Chris said Moody. I said Mason. Moody's have it.
The Moody's have it.
Thank you. Goal.
He did. Oh, R.I.P. Moody.
We asked for halftime score. Davey said 21-3 Niners. I said 17-7 Niners. Chris said 21-10 Niners. It was 23-10 Niners. So Chris the closest there.
I guess.
Final score. Davey said 34-17 Niners. I said 27-20 Niners. Chris said 34-13 Niners.
You get it.
I guess, but none of us said
we all
Arizona.
sucked, but you get it.
Let's see. Mason yards. Dave, you said 107. I said 111. Chris said 96. He had 89. So Chris there.
Good job, Chris. Way to go.
Then we asked for Purdy yards and touchdowns. Dave, you said 285 and 2. I said 249 and 2. Chris said 286 and 3. He threw for 244 and 1. So I guess I was the closest there. And then the last thing, a random stat, something odd, something weird that would happen. Dave, you said a fan would literally burst into flames.
Yeah, I think that actually happened.
I mean, I think you got that right.
Yeah, I think so. It actually exploded.
I said Marvin Harrison Jr. would catch a tipped touchdown pass. That did not happen. And Chris said Brock Purdy would rush for over 10 yards. He rushed for 33.
Hey, wait. Chris's random stat was that Brock Purdy would rush for more than 10 yards.
It was allowed on Friday.
Who the hell allowed that? Who let that?
I did.
Through?
Me and Chris.
Okay, Brock Purdy this year has rushed for 11, 12, 41, 11, and 33 yards. Okay, my random stat next week is going to be Brock Purdy will have at least 10 passing attempts.
Well, I mean, then
that's my random stat.
It's got to be more than that.
Why?
Because that's less than average.
10 is less than his average of rushing.
Barely.
What do you barely? 33. He has 108 rushing yards in 5 games. Quick math. That's like 21.6. I think that's actually exactly right. 21.6 yards a game. You guessed half his average. I'm sorry. I'm rejecting his random stat. I will go to the Supreme Court.
Well, you know what? No one technically caught on fire yesterday, so yours is also gone.
James Donaldson, formerly of the Dallas Mavericks,
Why is he watching the game?
Burst into flames. His son was playing and passed away at Levi Stadium. And you owe an apology to the Donaldsons. Sam, formerly of ABC News, James, Josh, and Tito. Take a break. Well, we're gonna go. I'm throwing the red flag. Honestly, my random stat for the first Kings game is going to be De'Aaron Fox will have at least 1 assist. We'll be right back with Cross Talk with Styles and Watkins right after this word from Gonzalez Law next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Yeah, I like that in the background. You just never know what kind of music you might need. You never know when you might need representation. That's why you need to contact SacLegalDefense.com and Gonzalez Law. The law office is right in downtown Sacramento. He's local. He's here. You've probably seen many lawyer commercials on TV where there's a face to that company and they try to, call us. They're not local and you're not going to get to that person. You want someone that's here, that's amongst us, that's in our community and that cares about you and our community. So if you've ever had a situation where you need representation, that can be frightening and frustrating and not sure where you need to go, who you need to call. Well, how about 916-304-9187? And that is the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. He can help you out with many things, whether there's been an auto accident, wrongful termination, you want something off your record, an expungement, so many different things he's involved with and has had incredible success over the years. In fact, he remained undefeated from 2016 through 2019 for jury trials, and this year will be no different. So he's got all the details, he'll care with your case, and he's the right person to call. Again, 916-304-9187. That's 916-304-9187.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
Imagine your team always looking and feeling their best in high-performance technical workwear. Cintas can make it happen. They have garments for almost every job imaginable. And with the Cintas Workwear program, you get freshly laundered garments delivered every week for everyone on your team. Great garments without the bother of laundry. That's a real perk for employees. Find out how Cintas can boost team image and morale. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kip Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kip Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sacktown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
For 76 years, the Keys family from Naturewood Home Furnishings has been serving families just like yours and mine. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa with Golf to Go. The Naturewood team takes great pride and significant effort to offer Northern California families a vast selection of home furnishings, most of which are made right here in this country. The kitchen table, which we purchased so many years ago, speaks to the enduring quality of the Naturewood product lines. We treasure memories made seated around that table with family and friends for birthday celebrations, school projects, and many late-night meals when the day just got away from us. Naturewood has provided thousands with home furnishings that not only last for generations, but also lead to everlasting memories of cherished times. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings now during their 76th anniversary sale and get started making your own brand of memories. Meet the Keys family at Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Advanced Infusion Center, where we prioritize your comfort and well-being. Whether you're managing a chronic condition or seeking specialized IV therapy, our state-of-the-art center offers tailored solutions to meet your needs. Advanced Infusion Center's dedicated healthcare professionals are here to ensure your safety and provide personalized care. Conveniently located in Sacramento and Yuba City with flexible scheduling options. Experience a new standard in infusion therapy. Visit Advanced Infusion Center today at advancedinfusion.com.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Yeah! Hey! Yeah! Da, 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 da. How was your weekend, fellers?
Great.
Game day and game for these two.
Yeah.
Incredible.
You guys went to, where'd you go, Cal?
Cal.
Yeah.
Right.
God, that
Bears.
was brutal.
It was.
So brutal. But also, and I know this isn't going to make Cal Bears fans happy, but like the ending was brutal. But man, there were a lot of really good, memorable moments leading up to that ending. It didn't end how you wanted, but you got to do when they were up, 35-10?
Yeah.
That place was going bonkers.
Yeah.
Just bonkers.
It was a win. It was definitely a win of a day.
Yes.
You could feel the energy. Everybody was very excited. It was cool to have people that excited about like Bay Area, college football. And I mean, they showed out. They did. They absolutely showed out.
They broke through the whatever, the gates, like what, at midnight? Yeah. Well, I mean, shockingly, Friday night on a college campus, maybe I bet there was a little bit of drinking going on.
Yeah, well, we actually got there towards the end, about 8 o'clock, and then, game day ended at 9. 7:30, 8 o'clock, and it looked like everybody, they were pretty cooked.
Yeah,
they were already.
Well, that's the problem. By the time the game starts, everyone's like, "Well,
they probably just went back and napped.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I went home.
Rallied.
Yeah.
But I think the best sign I saw was dude's like, I only do lines of code.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Well done. Well done. You guys ready for King season? Thursday.
Yeah.
Hey, who's the guy?
Why do you keep thinking it's Thursday?
What'd I say?
Thursday.
Eastern.
Who's the guy who keeps harassing you about your favorite teams?
Why
Do you know who that is?
Why?
I'm on your side.
What are you?
No, I'm on your side. I'm on your side.
I don't know if I
want to give it air.
Well, you can find it on the text line.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you know who it is.
I don't know who it is. Do I know who it is? And I just didn't look hard.
Yeah,
No.
you do.
Oh, I do? Tell that person to shut up.
No, we
You're way
actually,
too nice.
We had a conversation. What was
I
it,
saw
last
it.
week?
Yeah.
Oh,
I saw it.
how did you see it?
Because I look at the text line every day.
Oh,
every text. Because I'm a weirdo like that. But
it's all good.
Okay.
We're good.
Just
We're
making sure. You need us to step in it.
We're fine.
You know, your coverage is fair and balanced.
We're good.
Yeah. You, on the other hand, I don't want to hear
Very
about
biased.
you Viking fan.
Very biased.
Best team in the land.
They're rolling, man.
What if I went to break and was like,
Well, you'd be on time.
I went to break and was like, I'm just thinking about this whole B thing. It was like,
Oh.
the kid, when we come back, we'll tell you about the breaking news. Kings center gone 4 to 8 weeks. We'll tell you what this means for the team right after this. I feel like people will be pissed about that. But I'm the one putting that tease out.
But you always use the breaking news sounder anyway.
Yeah, but that's for fun stuff. I'm not like, I don't go to break. I'm like, did De'Aaron Fox break his hand? We'll tell you when we come back. Although that, I guess I have done stuff like that. But it's an obvious bit. Obvious. Oh, God. You know what? I don't feel good about what I just said. I need to
Need some wood.
Superstition. Yeah, I need.
There's
Yeah,
some wood.
everyone knows the shake the Advil.
There's some wood right there,
and
brother.
the cowbell.
There you go.
Yeah,
You were looking for salt.
I was looking for salt. I know
Always
that
do both
as we get to our celebrity birthdays, I know that it's everything's starting Wednesday and then game 1
Do you
2
know?
weeks from Thursday. I don't know. I'm the question earlier was like, are you ready? I'm like, not like I don't have those butterflies yet. I don't know what the trigger is.
Who are you most excited to watch?
Who?
Who?
The Kings. Oh,
Which
you mean like
player?
who on the Kings? Probably DeRozan just to see how he fits in, but also Keegan. No, you know what? That's tied for second. Honestly, I'm really excited to see Keon Ellis in the starting lineup and see how that works, especially offensively, and if they can actually be defensive with him or not. I don't know. You?
Yeah, I'd like to see Keon, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need me to put a Kings roster in front of you? You good? Just celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. It took me about 5 minutes for that setup. Nothing. Oh, and did I hear this right? Nate likes the new Joker movie.
Loved it.
What a weirdo. Nothing says family and friends more than Crumble Cookies.
Happy birthday today, guys, to Simon Cowell.
He's probably like 78, but looks not that.
That was dreadful.
Pitchy
I think he was one of the producers of Hulk Hogan's album.
Wow. I mean, it's a good album. Simon is 60.
No. Really? I think he's 68.
Oh.
I feel like he's been around forever.
64.
66.
We have a tie between the Chris's, 65 for Simon Cowell.
I knew it.
So
Happy birthday to Vladimir Putin.
Oh.
Vlad is
No jokes there, huh,
Dave?
Dave?
Do you think he'll be putting on a birthday party for himself?
That was not bad.
I mean, I had
Especially on the fly.
I had like
It
3
was not
seconds.
terrible.
Yeah.
He's more of a party Putin.
Don't. You are trying not to laugh. He's 71. He's not old enough. Can we speed that up? Can we speed it up?
67.
Oh my God. If he's like 48, I'm going to be pissed.
Chris is going to nail it.
Yeah. How old's your guy?
66.
We have a tie between Alan and Davey, 72.
72 for Vladimir Putin.
Happy birthday, Mookie Betts.
Oh, Mookie Betts.
For his
Okay.
last 22.
Mookie's
Playoff
30.
at-bats.
Big 30 today.
Profar with
Right?
Rob.
I think you might be right on that. I'm going to say 31.
32.
29.
We have a correct answer. Chris Watkins, 32.
Yeah.
How about Charles Woodson?
I hung out with Chuck. Chuck. Napa.
Chuck's 56.
No. 50.
It's not 50.
55.
53.
Alan's closest with his boy Chuck, 48.
Oh, that Charles Woodson.
Chuck.
There's lots more.
Hey, guys, which is worse? Woke versus Coke or Catholics versus convicts? How is either of those allowed?
What do you mean
I don't know, but you
allowed?
just said
I'm
it.
saying like it's being said all over. Isn't it woke versus Coke? I'm talking about Miami Cal. Isn't that bad? Am I missing something?
Yes,
Isn't that? I found myself wondering, isn't that bad? Because the whole thing about Catholics versus convicts, which is what they called Miami and Notre Dame back in whatever, was like, you can't, oh my God, I can't believe that was allowed. And then this year it's like, oh, and I'm going, how is that okay?
The culture
what does okay mean?
Very friendly with.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, these days, yeah.
All right. Well, Alan and Chris will talk about that, the whole show coming up right after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.